now entered the space of the most entertaining, most hilarious podcast on Friday nights. You got AP, Blackk G, and GMS. 3G's family, lock in. Let's go.
3G's, 3G's, 3G's. We the 3G's, 3G's, 3G's. We the 3G's, 3G's, 3G's. We the 3G's, 3G's, 3G's. This is the shit they've been asking for. 3G's, you have to know. Pour up a drink and pass the dro. Friday night's a classic show. Once a week we at your door. Guaranteed last for show. If you hatin', just watch the glow. Pay attention and watch the flow. AP the captain, he's steering the ship. A book in his hand, a gun on his hip. Packy say solid titanium bricks, vibranium shit. No phasing the kid. GMS on point, he ain't about to miss. Smoke in the air with knowledge and sense. Triple G's, where we at in this biz? Triple G's, yeah, we at it again. 3G's, 3G's, 3G's. We the 3G's, 3G's, 3G's. We the 3G's, 3G's, 3G's. We the 3G's, 3G's, 3G's. 3G's, 3G's, 3G's. We the 3G's, 3G's, 3G's. We the 3G's, 3G's, 3G's. We the 3G's, 3G's, 3G's.
Yo, what's going on? What's going on, y'all?
Happy Wednesday, my peoples. What's up?
Happy somber Wednesdays.
Is it somber, though? Don't give these people what they want.
Yes, it is a somber
What's
day.
somber about it, GMS?
Because 67 million Americans are sad and 71 million Americans are beating they red meats right now.
I don't think that's a sad thing, though. I think that,
in the house,
you know,
MAGA.
no, listen, it goes back and forth. You know, you win some, you lose some. And, you know, we got to be mature about this and just
Y'all
understand.
felt like, wait. Somebody lost something? Who lost something?
Oh, yeah, we just talking, right? So
No, I mean,
we
it
have a
sounds
new
like- hold on.
president.
I know who lost something. I know who lost something.
Who lost?
Kamala.
Wait, was she having a dance party with Beyonce, Mr. Trump?
They were shaking ass. They were moving cheeks on stage. This is why they lost.
Party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Hey, who lost? That's what I want to know. What
Kamala
you
lost,
somber
Democrats
about?
lost.
What you sad about? What's the
I
think-
frustration? What's the
seriousness-
emotion? Who lost? What did you lose?
In all seriousness, I think that just is a natural thing when it comes to the election because so many people invest so much into their candidate and so much into their party that, you know, it's devastating when you lose something and you feel like you lose certain rights to certain things. You know what I'm saying?
Like what? I just asked a
Like-
question. I just want to know what was
Well, for
lost.
instance, the abortion laws right now.
Okay, what are they? What about it lost?
Women lost the right to do what they want and choose what they want in certain states to
Explain that to me though. Okay, so hold on. I'm trying to get an answer that okay. Women lost. Hold on. Women lost today. You saying women lost their right to get abortions in certain states. Is that what you said, right?
if a different president was in office, things would be different. That's all that is.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
Who the fuck was the president yesterday, nigga? Who the fuck was the president for the last 4 years, nigga?
You missed my point.
What? No, you missing the point.
The next president that was coming in was about to do something about that. The fact.
Why didn't they do it already?
Because
GMS?
Kamala's not the president, nigga. Is that
Y'all niggas is hilarious. So listen, whether she was the president or not, the sitting president, along with the sitting vice president, ran on a campaign that acted like if you don't vote for them, women will lose their health care and their options to do what they want with their bodies. Because that's how the bitch sounded in every motherfucker.
What happened?
What happened is they didn't overturn the shit when they had a chance.
But they didn't codify the law when they had a chance. That was the problem.
You just gonna interrupt?
I'm sorry.
A man is the president. I understand.
I'm sorry, Asma. Go ahead. I mean, AP, go ahead.
Let's get that shit understood. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So the point is, I love that people feel like it was only the media that made a lot of people feel like they lost something. You ain't lose shit. Women didn't lose as much rights as they claimed they lost. The options were still available. They made it a little difficult for some women to get the health care that they needed, but there was always somewhere they can go to get the health care they need.
So
it ain't as bad as you niggas try to make.
Is it not a real thing? Is it not a real thing for them to go somewhere else?
So let me talk about this.
All right,
okay?
Go ahead.
And I am a woman in Florida, unfortunately. Okay, which is another piece of this. So certain states have very, very restrictive abortion rights. Okay, and what a lot of people tend to think is that abortion rights are just about, hey, I slept with someone, I messed up, and I'm pregnant, and I don't want it. It is not just about that. It is also about miscarriages, which are spontaneous abortions, okay? And that is the medical term for them. And at times, unfortunately, the pregnancy can't go on, but because of the restrictions of the laws, it causes issues because there's now prison sentences and things like that tied to these certain states where the medical staff cannot intervene at a certain point. So even if you're losing blood, even if whatever's going on with you, getting infections, if your child still has any kind of heartbeat at all, even if it's going to die, they can't step in and help you. And women have died because of that, because of sepsis, married women, women with children. So it is a very serious thing. And they're saying like past 6 weeks, you can't do it. And 6 weeks, some people don't even know they're pregnant until they're 8, 9, 10 weeks.
I want to meet the women that died,
so
they can, so I can interview them.
I do have a question though. I have a question.
I guarantee you, we gonna look into some shit that has been said.
I could find one.
So is it not true that if a woman has certain laws in her state that prevent her from doing certain things, she can go somewhere else, right? Have it done.
She can, as long as she has the money, as long as she can travel.
But here's the thing: she goes and does it legally. If she goes back to her state where it is illegal, she could face charges.
I don't know if that's true.
I don't know.
That is true.
That is true. Okay, so that part I wasn't sure about. I was just
show me the law. Listen, this is what I want to say. I want to say this. A lot of things have not been fact checked on that side of the aisle. I want to see the fucking words written down because I'm gonna tell you what I've been noticing when I do my little dig deeper moments. It's a lot of cap. A whole lot of cap. For instance, like the motherfucking anti-lynching bill that they act like Republicans shot down. Don't you know it had motherfucking verbiage in there that would make it a lynching for you to discriminate against somebody's sexual gender? You are guilty of lynching, nigga. If you beat a tranny ass for trying you will get a lynching charge. But they crazy for not wanting to vote that bill in. Like the verbiage is sneaky. It's a lot of things that sound. Of course, a black man's supposed to be like, yeah, anti-lynching bill. How could you be against that? Read the fucking fine print. That's all I'm saying. I would like to see the abortion laws because I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't looking to them because I knew I didn't give a fuck about that right there. Because I believe in the Lord. If that baby wasn't supposed to be here and neither was that bitch, hold on, let me relax. Let me take that back. Forgive me, ladies that died. If you hear me, if you're out there in the ether and you hear me, I'm sorry.
No, but listen, that's a serious thing.
I'm just listen
because I'm going to tell you this:
women die having birth all the time.
Yes.
I need to know that it's because of these laws, because certain care wasn't given to them. The same way COVID had a lot of cap in it. I want to hear what these real stories, and I also want to hear what the laws actually say. not even being funny. I actually do want to know now. I'm gonna look into that shit for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to pull one now, but I wasn't expecting that.
That was part of the. So
I know.
I sent you that. And this ain't for the fact check or whatnot, but it was me listening to other Republicans and people that voted for Trump speak on that and how they didn't necessarily agree with that, but a lot of the other things they did agree with, as far as when it came to abortion laws.
Like what?
Like women being able to go somewhere else and getting something done in a legal state and then coming back and being in trouble in the state that they live in because it's legal.
And they said that that's a thing?
Yeah.
Who said that?
I
want to know. Listen, I'm trying to get information, brother. Because you feel a way about this. This is something you brought up. I want to know who said that they in trouble if they come back with an abortion.
Rogan. And that's somebody. That's somebody.
Did he ask a question, or was it confirmed that yes, they get in trouble? That's what I want to know.
That was something he said he didn't agree with.
Okay, that's interesting.
And he voted for Trump. So
listen, I don't agree with banning abortions. I'm a nigga.
Yeah.
Listen, some shit ain't supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? Some shit wasn't planned. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's important. You're right. Something's not supposed to happen, but
care they supposed to get.
And this is the thing I was gonna say. Like, I don't have children myself, but I have had a miscarriage before. And when I was going through my miscarriage, heavy bleeding, and all that, they gave me 3 options, and they basically told me, "Look, there is still a heartbeat is weak. You can wait it out. You could wait a couple of weeks, but we're gonna have to monitor you until everything comes out. You can get an infection." You can die from this, or we can schedule you. You could come in and get a DNC and we'll take everything out, or you can take medicine. But this was, of course, years ago that I went through this, but they warned me even then that I could die from that if I just let it happen, so it is a very serious thing. And I was past 6 weeks then, and the baby still had a heartbeat barely at the time, and I suffer. I have a lot of issues with anemia and all that kind of stuff myself.
I hear you.
Are you researching too?
You fucking right, I am.
Yeah, because that's what I was doing. But I wanted to answer you because I was like, okay, I was hearing GMS talking. I had stopped looking up my stuff that I was looking up because I wanted to tell you about that. So it's not just about fucking and messing up and getting pregnant. If they're afraid to treat you and help you and take this child out, even if you're 17 weeks pregnant, and the baby's dying anyway because of these laws, because they can lose their medical license. They can go to prison for these things. And a woman did die, and she was married and had a 4-year-old daughter. So it's not just what people think it is.
That's crazy. We all researching that shit right now. We all.
You know what's sad? It's a little fucking late for us to be researching this shit.
It really
because
is.
I was seeing it. I just didn't pull it up for the show.
That's even more of my point, though. People just been saying shit. Very rarely do people dig deeper to find out whether it's accurate, how much information is out there. I just highlighted what Infinite Umbra said, but I just saw 11 states that apparently that they supposedly illegal. But that ain't what I need to know because each state write their own law.
He said,
I want to know who.
For instance, he gave an example. He said Idaho, for instance, penalizes anyone who would have assisted the girl by taking them to another state as well.
Oh, so even leaving is illegal. See, I thought it was just the medical profession.
Yeah,
so
it won't just be the girl; it'll be whoever assisted them as well.
I'll be in jail for a motherfucking trafficking dead babies like a motherfucker if I live in Idaho.
Yeah, and
I'll make it a whole underground railroad to get bitches up out of there safely and get them aborted and get them back to their town and shit safely.
And even here in Florida,
we got.
The Harriet Tubman.
We gotta get.
Shut up, boy.
Follow the drink
Why you gotta
and
put
go.
your slave voice on?
Follow the drink and go. My nigga had on a bonnet.
We gotta get an abortion.
We gotta get rid of this thing. But no, what I was gonna say is too. The other part is that people. In Florida, right, we had to vote on this, right, because we were voting also. It wasn't just about the president. We have other things. I mean, I don't know. Some people don't vote at all and don't even realize, right? But during these general elections, there are local things going on as well as. Do you want me to read that?
I mean, I wanted you to complete your sentence and all.
Oh, okay. So there's other things going on besides the president. And so we were voting on marijuana, we were voting on land taxes, we're voting on hunting and fishing, and we also were voting on lifting the restrictions and the ban. The problem is that now in Florida, we can't just do over 50% and get a majority. We had 58%. We're like, yes, like take this up, like make it lighter than what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, we need 60%. And that was something that they recently put in the last few years. So over 50% isn't even considered enough to change a law right now. So we're having a lot of uphill battles here in Florida, but it was a majority of the voters that did want to update these things. But unfortunately, it's just not at this time.
I understand that. Read that for me, please. And
okay, hey Mariah. Mariah says, plus millions of Americans die every year due to poisonous food and lack of affordable health care. I couldn't let abortion be my only reason to cast a vote this election. I agree. People die for a lot of reasons, and we all have a lot of reasons why we vote. Infinite Umbra. Negro spirituals to get an abortion is crazy. It's AP. Like it ain't gonna be nothing but crazy.
Look, I gotta be honest about something. And shout out to Social Media Boutique, man. That's the guy.
Get up out of there.
I gotta say this though.
What?
The equivalent that people or the assumption that people make about putting on capes for females because you support a certain thing that's in favor of females is crazy. Most you niggas love pussy. Stop talking about putting on capes for women. It's not about putting on a cape for women. It's about what you either believe in or what you don't believe in. And a lot of the times when AP talking about feelings over or facts over feelings or whatever the case may be, that's part of the feelings part when you got to have the mentality where, oh, I don't want to put a cape on for women, so fuck those abortion laws. No, nigga, find out a reason why you don't fuck with it instead of being like, I don't want to wear a cape for women. That's just crazy.
And see, let me talk about this abortion law shit in my perspective. I know it's not easy at first because I think Binky will probably say, well, everybody can't afford to do what I'm about to say. The reason I'm with and for every state having their own rights, because my own philosophy and my own theory is that like-minded people should live together.
Mm-hmm.
So if you got a certain spirituality, a certain belief, a certain value system, you should live in that fucking area, state, wherever with them same motherfuckers. Because you shouldn't tell me how to live. I shouldn't tell you how to live. And maybe there should be a system or a situation where if things aren't aligned to your values, you should think about going somewhere that is aligned with your values.
But that's something we talked about on one of the other shows. I brought that up. You know what I'm saying? Because we were talking about littering. And I was just like, anything where people are like-minded, right? Because you were like asking me, so you're saying to segregate based on lifestyle, not based on race. And I said, yes, I could understand how that could happen. So yes, we are on the same page with that. It's just, it takes time, I think, for things to move around. And I think instead of people moping around and being pissed and being sad about these things, it is what it is right now. Yeah. Now you need to start to make your plans and figure out what it is that you want to do. Right? Try to start saving your money. Figure out other ways you could hustle. Do what you got to do. And if you feel like you're not in a state or a place that goes with your life at this point, you need to make those moves and do what you have to do. You know what I'm saying? That's up to you. But that's why I was saying I didn't feel sad today. I wasn't moping today. I woke up smiling, happy and blessed because my eyes opened. Okay. And I still have a damn good job. So, you know, at the end of the day, I think that, yes, people are going to be upset and hurt because politics is emotional, just like religion, just like a lot of things. These things are emotional for people. Finances are emotional for people, especially these days. And that's, I think, really why the voter turnout came the way that it did. People are hurting out here. And I don't want to discount other people because I don't agree. And I'm not a condescending person that says, well, just because your issue is not my issue, I don't give a fuck. That's not how I get down. I care about people and I get it. So that's why I'm like, hey, hopefully this man does a good job. I live in America. I work in America, and it's to my benefit if y'all pick a great candidate to make things right for us. I'm not hating on that. So good luck to all of us. I'm not mad about it.
You know what? One thing that I feel like the Democrats did terribly wrong, aside from who they decided to run, they have not had, even with Joe Biden, they didn't have a reasonably competent candidate then. I don't know how he won. I ain't gonna say there's some tricky shit involved. I'm just gonna say they did not run the best option for a Democrat. Agreed. They didn't do it 2 times in a row.
Agreed.
So if they lost, that's one good reason for that. They also spent a whole motherfucking time trying to demonize Trump. And honestly, that made more and more people actually dig into the facts and find that a lot of that shit was cap. Or they put 10 on, 20 on 10, plenty motherfucking times when it came to Trump, demonizing Trump. And they actually made me even have even more respect for Trump, because even before he ever was a politician, I looked at Trump like, this is it's like a Julius Caesar character. Like, you take the race out, you can still respect some of the ways of certain people. Some of the, like, he always been a boss, like boss energy to me. So I always like that about him and shit. But now I'm looking at this motherfucker like, this is who has a better reason to protect America than somebody who built their family empire in this country? The Trump empire has been on like 100-year run right now. Why the fuck wouldn't he have a lot of vested interest in protecting the actual country where his name even means something? I think he cares more about this country than people like to admit, because they want to separate.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say
black people don't include themselves in America, but you are an American whether you like it or not, and you damn sure don't want to go nowhere else because you can.
Yeah.
So if nothing else, I think black folks and other people need to accept the fact that whether they were brought here in chains or not, America is where you are, and if America is where you want to stay, you should want the best for America. But go ahead. I ain't mean to say nothing.
No, that was perfect. I agree. And I do believe he wants the best for his America. And there are multiple Americas. Let's not make any mistake about that. The experiences are different for women. They're different for black women. They're different for black men, especially as well. And they're definitely different for white men. And they are feeling threatened, with their numbers dwindling down. And they are doing something about it. And I think that the thing is, the Democrats need to do what Republicans did, which is regroup, come up with a game plan, and figure out where you went wrong. Like, at my job, anytime we have any like major projects and things that go live, we have a time period where we do like lessons learned after the project goes live. Like, okay, what could we do differently? How did this work well? Things like that. And I feel like Democrats need to do that, and they have not done that in a very long time. They are very lazy. They depend on social media. They depend on all these very, very left, celebrities and these very, very left extremist people that get on my nerves. I do not care about these niche issues. This, coming up with shit like Latinx and all this weird ass shit. People do not care about that stuff. And just because you sit on Twitter all damn day, you think that's the real world, but that is not the real world. And they keep showing that that's not the real world. And Democrats just don't care. And when they stole that election from Bernie Sanders, it's like they just never learn, like they really fucked him over. And, we're still paying for that. I really believe we are still paying for that. So at this point, I'm not mad that he won.
And my fear too is that when people are too liberal, which this last administration was, in my opinion, you include everybody. You start to make these groups, these niche groups like you talk about, you make them classes of people, you make them groups, You even making them, they're starting to speak of these people as if they are one of the 4 or 5 races. See, we used to be, as black people used to have the challenge of trying to rise above and compete with Asians, Indians, whites. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
that was who your competition was. But now, because of these liberals, your competition is gays, transgender, lesbians with hats. Like, they just cats and dogs. Like, they just keep putting any fucking group in the mix. And black folks are just going further and further down the list of who they give a fuck about helping or who they give a fuck about needs being met. And for any black person that think it's okay to include all of these things, that's what you're losing out on. Now you're competing with genders and not even races anymore.
Yes.
You're getting further and further down the list of people that's going to get some help, in my opinion.
I think you're right. Thank you, Joe Thompson.
Including the immigrants that's coming in here. They definitely about to be above your ass.
Listen, I'm sorry. We were talking a lot. GMS, were you about to say something?
Joe is props.
I did. I said thank you, Joe Thompson. Thank you for the 20. We appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, brother.
Sorry, y'all. All right.
No, I didn't know if GMS wanted to say something. I was about to talk, but I didn't want to box him.
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, I don't want to mess up the conversation. I was gonna bring it to like a different area.
Okay, don't bring it nowhere different yet.
Not a different subject, but just a question about this whole thing about.
Say it.
Do you think we'll ever get to a point where we actually define what USA means as far as united, the U part in that? As far as like, we have a 2-party system. It's the Democrats, Republicans. When are we going to get to a point where our politicians aren't just catering to one side, and they can cater to both sides?
They can't really cater to both sides, and that's where the states, the states thing comes in, because you have red states and you have blue states. Unfortunately, that is just where we are, and people just need to realize that. So, and when you get around like-minded people, I think you can get a lot more done.
And I asked that for a reason, because me already knowing that answer, what is our goal? You know what I'm saying? What is the actual goal of this country?
The goal should be to maintain the values that made the country better than other countries for the last 100 years. Because even though we might got our problems, even though things aren't perfect and haven't been perfect here, this is the country that every immigrant all across the world wants to come to, because the idea of an American dream was actually achievable. These people in third world countries are living below poverty. Our homeless people live better than a lot of people in other countries. So the idea of coming to America, and it's based on how hard you want to work, is how high you can climb. There will be obstacles.
Yeah.
If you're black, if you're a woman, if you fat, if you ugly, if you this, all these things are obstacles, but you can still outwork that and become somebody great in this country. If we lose that ability because we have made ourselves a third world country too, because we're overpopulated and under-resourced, we will not have what we had for the last really longer than 100 years of why we were great to begin with.
Yeah.
That's my answer to that.
And I think what we're learning and what I'm seeing from people is that we can't be worried about everybody and us. I think we need to focus on us. And I think that a lot of liberal people, and not to say that like conservative people don't care about anybody, but they're not really like, we really do want to help everybody, and okay, I'm good, but let me see about you. That's not really their focus, but liberals are more in that focus. But unfortunately for us, we see, at least black people, okay, we see that people of color shit need to be out the window. We need to worry about black people. We keep talking about this black and brown thing, but brown have their own agenda. Asians have their own agenda. Whites have their own agenda, but we never stick to any agenda of our own, because we so busy fighting, talking about how the black women ain't shit and the black men ain't shit, and we doing all this stupid stuff that doesn't even benefit us at all. And I think now we're about to see a lot of apathy from black people.
You know, a question I see a lot too is when people combat Trump in the slogan "Make America Great Again," and they asked the question, "When was America great?" As you say, "Make America Great Again." When was this country ever great? Now, in my opinion, when I first started hearing that, I was like, "Yeah, that's a good question. When was it great, motherfucker? Like we was always down bad." And then I thought about it. I was like, "Damn, I really did love the late 90s and early 2000s.
I love the 90s. I love the 80s and the 90s.
I really love that era. It is because, and then I thought I had to really think about why I did. And not to sound stereotypical, but it's like we started to build $1 billion industry out of music. And if we would have did that right and made it so that we could fund and bring those funds back into our own community instead of allowing certain individuals with small hats benefit off of our talent and benefit off of the things that we created, we could have been in a lot better place in America where we wouldn't have had to try to sit and depend on politicians to come through and try to make something better for us or to try to give us opportunities in certain ways, because we already knew that a lot of this stuff wasn't really built in our favor. We had to make our own way. A lot of people had to make their own way. So I mean, to be honest, we fumbled the rock a lot of times.
We did. And Make America Great Again is not a bad slogan. I'm sorry, AP. Go ahead.
No, that's a good point too. But we gave up our. I mean, I got to use an analogy now because I'm losing my train of thought. Okay, I'm using my train of thought, so I'm gonna use an analogy. Because we got our phones, and it can do the math. It can do, add for us. It could, spell for us. Now niggas can't spell and can't do math. You know what I'm saying?
Can't read a clock.
We gave up our own, intelligence to our phones. We did the same thing when it comes to government. When we were doing things for ourselves, Black people were thriving. And when you say what make America great again, there was a time in America where you could be born in slavery, get your freedom, and actually become a millionaire in the fucking country. And that was back in the 1800s. Like, there was Black men and women out of slavery, or at least a generation away from it, where like Madam C.J. Walker and others who could, through hard work and ingenuity, become great in this same racist ass country.
Yeah, and by their own relatives at times as well, out of slavery.
And racism fell on a lot of people in this country. Everybody had, now obviously there is nothing that compares to the plight of Black Americans. There, any time in human history was there anything as worse as fucking that chattel slavery and that but what I'm talking about is still in America. Even after all that, your hard work can get you somewhere in spite of all of the other divisions. Same thing with the Irish, same thing with the Polish, same thing with the Italians. They had their own hardships. Everybody act like white people just had it good. Everybody
in New York.
Britain owned the fucking America. Like the Trump family itself, his family don't go far enough back to have benefited from slavery in this country. His grandfather from Germany, his mama from Scotland or some shit like that. They didn't have shit until his dad started getting money. So the point is, race did not hold you back in this country. Regardless, there were obstacles. Your race was an obstacle, but it did not stop you from rising to the top. And that's what make America great again means to me. I knew that for my kids. I knew that I grew up in a raggedy ass fucking neighborhood, a raggedy ass house with some parents that didn't have their shit together. I knew if I worked my way up, I could get something. I don't know if my kids can have something the way things are headed. Because now they got to split it and share it and have more and more of their money taken to take care of a lot of new people and a lot of freeloaders.
Yeah. And that has to be resolved.
Republicans at least let you like, hey, man, we ain't thinking about you niggas, good or bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? For people that think Donald Trump don't give a fuck about you, he don't got to. But I think let me say this one more time. I'm going to give up the mic. I don't think Donald Trump is necessarily a racist, but I do think that he believes that he's superior than other people. He for sure believes that he's superior than other people.
Yeah.
But I don't think he concerned himself with black people in no way, good or bad. It's like, hey man, whatever, do y'all thing. I'm worried about some other shit. I'm not threatened by y'all. I'm not worried about y'all. But he also is not actively trying to control us. Democrats, on the other hand, think we're retarded, and they think that they need to hold our hand for every little thing, and we need to fall under. Listen to us, niggas. Vote for what we say, niggas. Do what we say, niggas. Look at your dancing. Look at your dancing, niggas. They dancing, and look, this bitch shaking her ass. This bitch, well, my niggas, don't y'all like that, my niggas? I'm gonna give y'all free weed.
Don't vote for me.
This bitch said she gonna give niggas free weed.
Yeah.
That
listen, I get it.
Weed.
Listen,
you niggas is slow.
I get it, but I mean,
racist. If that ain't a
it
racist
definitely
thing
is.
to do.
But then you think about it, AP, that definitely was kind of like cringy. But then when they were asking black men, like, well, since y'all want Kamala to give y'all a specific plan, you're not asking Trump to give you one, but you want her to give you one. What do you want her to give you? Yes, it is. I'm talking about
I'm sorry, but they asked that nigga directly what the fuck he gonna do.
Listen, I'm just talking about the
and that same nigga let out a lot of niggas. A lot of niggas that was in jail for the Biden crime law, and all the niggas that got locked up under Kamala. Donald Trump let them non-violent criminals out.
I'm sure he did.
Not Obama.
I'm talking about
he let like 10 niggas out.
I'm gonna let you talk.
Because I want you to read this shit so I can get it off the stage. And then go ahead.
Okay, first I was talking
about.
I
told you a man wasn't the motherfucking president.
Motherfucker.
Let's not forget.
We
tired of you, motherfucker. All them bitches on The View was damn near. Them bitches was looking stupid as a motherfucker on The View.
Like I was saying, I was talking about the conversations that they were having recently on Twitter because she was the candidate recently, and they were saying, okay, well, what do y'all want from her? And a lot of black men was talking about she needs to get rid of child support. She needs to get rid of, and these are black men asking about this stuff. To me, that sounds like some coon shit. But anyway, Lamar, thank you for the $4.99, brother. This has been up for a while, so thank you for that. He said, do y'all think Obama comments about black men hurt Harris' campaign?
Yes.
Go ahead, GMS.
I think anything. And I mentioned this earlier too about even some of the outlets, popular outlets. It wasn't just his comments, but even the Breakfast Club. You know, I noticed. I'm like, damn, did some of these outlets within our culture, especially when the Democrats needed the black vote, did they contribute to this downfall as well? Because there was a lot more criticism towards the Democratic Party than usual, and I think. Not just it wasn't like something that was deliberate. It was more so now it was like, all right, we've been supporting y'all for so many years. We've been asking y'all for so many things for so many years. Y'all keep doing the same pandering type bullshit that continues to give us the questions in our heads. Like, should we really vote for y'all? And I think a lot of people actually succumb to switching sides as far as being, you know, for Democrats or even being in between to fully going Republican because of the simple fact that they kept seeing the same things from this party. So even,
which is nothing.
and that's the thing. Yeah. What Charlemagne was constantly doing was calling out the Democratic Party. Now he had an interview with Kamala because of course she wanted to try to save her race or whatever she was trying to do as far as being president. But it didn't stop the criticism coming from a certain side what they needed, and I think a lot of that helped shape people's ideas well about who they wanted to vote for, because they're like, well, if these guys who normally vote Democrat and normally are pushing and trying to endorse Democratic candidates, we should start going somewhere else. I mean, it's the influence. People get influence.
But I think, too, it's good. We're supposed to question people, right? We're supposed to understand what the fuck are you trying to do for us, right? And to me, I felt like I was hearing things like, okay, that makes sense for my particular life. Some people think I'm stupid for that or think, you know, my reasons aren't good enough. They're not me. That's fine. But at the end of the day, I think that we have fallen prey to these social media mindsets and conversations, and we try to apply them to the greater population. These are not real issues. And when you look at the actual voter turnout and the demographics, I think it was like 78% of Black men voted for her. Okay, so they showed up for her. That was not a real narrative that they were trying to put out there, but it was more divisiveness, as usual, that they were putting out. So I think it was harmful because Black men were getting attacked for something that wasn't even real that was going on. So I think it was harmful in that way, but it didn't stop the ones that already were going to go that way from still supporting her.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Good point. I hear a lot of people say that Donald Trump is the most divisive president ever. But you just gave an example of how that was divisive.
Mm-hmm.
I want people to answer to me why and how Trump is so divisive. But before we talk about that, I want to deal with what Wilt said, because this is an issue that I would agree with until I educated myself further. Right? America is great, but for white people. Okay, that's the statement he made.
Mm-hmm.
We know that there's a lot of challenges in America for race. You know what I'm saying? Black folks have a different feeling getting pulled over, and rightfully so. Black folks have a different treatment out on their work at their job, regardless of their education. All these things is real. But in America, you can be Puff Daddy. No, I was fucking with you. But I'm just saying, it can't be that bad if I can live my life, raise my kids, enjoy my family, enjoy my home, enjoy good food, and travel as I want to, go city to city, play sports, go watch sporting events, sit amongst a bunch of other races, not get beat on, not get spit on, not get da-da-da-da-da, have the money to do the shit again. That's what happens in America for most of us. But yet we still would say that America ain't shit. That America is only good for white people, like Black people ain't thriving here, like Nigerians and other dark-skinned people ain't coming to this country and fucking winning.
Yeah.
Now let's say we went to another country. We may not get police brutality, but your ass might get malaria, motherfucker. So take your ass over there if that's what the fuck you want. I'm talking shit, but I'm being for real. Like, you're gonna have you're gonna have pros and cons of everything. But to say that it's only good for white people here, I don't believe that. I'm watching Asians win. I'm watching Hispanics win, and I'm watching people win. It's all about life choices. And again, I ain't stupid, but you ain't safe nowhere, Black man. You ain't safe in Africa, Black man. I just want that to be clear.
Now, to answer your question about how Trump is divisive, you don't think he's divisive at all?
I asked the question on purpose.
I know what you asked. I just want to know if you think that or not.
I'm gonna say I don't understand what he done to cause division.
Okay, so knowing that this country is heavily emotional, and one of the main points through that is racism in the country, to basically play off that, and not even in a way where he didn't just go out and I don't think just by going back, I don't think he said anything blatantly racist, like I don't like Black people or Black people are this and that. I think he knows how to tip the line just enough to cause people to have an uproar. He's not stupid, because if you think that he's dumb and just is saying stuff because he just is talking out his ass, then you're mistaken. You can't be somebody talking out of your ass that brings in a cult-like fan base or cult-like following, because that's also what he has as well. People I made that distinction earlier. There are people that support him for his policies and laws, and they don't really give a damn about Trump himself, but they give a damn about something being in their favor for when he becomes president. Then you have the people that wear full MAGA gear with the MAGA flags on the cars and the MAGA flags on their houses and all types of stuff, and literally believe in everything that man says, even when it comes down to the ridiculous shit that he heard, which he said this, AP, out of his own mouth, the shit he said about Haiti and the people eating dogs and cats, regardless if you feel like it's true or not, he said he heard this shit. He said not you. I'm just speaking in general. He said that he heard this. He didn't say that it was a fact that he went and actually researched this to find the numbers. He said he heard it from somebody.
Yeah. And
he went and told it to millions of people without being fact about it, without even knowing if it was true or not.
So people, this is another problem. He talks.
That's
regular.
Where the division comes in.
He talks like regular people. I mean, because that's your opinion.
No, but that's where the division comes in, because now people in Haiti feel attacked. Now people in Haiti feel like they got to go and prove people wrong on a daily basis, because they got people out here in real life, not Trump, but the people that support him, coming out accusing them of doing shit they ain't doing.
And not the people in Haiti, Haitian Americans, really. Well, yes, too, right?
It's Haitian Americans
here
in America.
That's what we really care about. Yeah.
Now, excuse me, GMS.
With that, but is that? I mean, how is that not divisive? If you didn't have a fact behind something and you heard it and then you spewed it to millions of people that follow you religiously and take your word for everything, to where they will go and spew it too on different platforms and have viral posts showing things about people that weren't even doing it. There was a picture of a guy carrying 2 dead geese, and somebody said it was a Haitian man walking around about to eat some geese, and it was really a man that was just picking up dead geese off the road because there was roadkill. That's the type of shit.
Was that man employed to pick up dead geese off the fucking road?
No, but he wasn't cooking and eating them motherfuckers.
Hold on, whoa. So a nigga that wasn't employed to pick up geese took it upon himself to pick up 2 dead geese.
I don't know if he was employed to do it or not.
And somehow 2 dead geese died at the same time on the same road.
Oh my God.
And this nigga takes them somewhere else. No garbage bag, no nigga.
Listen.
Where was he gonna do it?
Listen, you're saying this is funny, but like, I've heard Charlemagne, because I'm in the South, I'm in Florida, but Charlemagne's from South Carolina. He's said things that his dad has said before with roadkill. He's like, if it's warm, take it home. If it's cold, let it stay, or whatever. But it was something that rhymed, essentially. Country folk do shit like that all the time.
Wisconsin, our last governor some ways back, Scott Walker, was gonna use roadkill as meat for fucking schools. Let's just throw that in there just for the fuck of it. But let me say this, right? I wouldn't call that divisive, but I would call it irresponsible, considering who he's talking to and what stage he's using.
But how's that not considered division though?
I'm gonna give you,
because
division.
what if he had Haitian American supporters, and because he did that, he divided them to go somewhere else because of what he did?
You need to listen to immigrants. Legal immigrants, excuse me. Legal immigrants.
What you talking about?
I just left the barbershop with legal immigrants. They all was Trump supporters.
But I thought that barbers were Puerto Rican, which are not immigrants.
Were they Haitian Americans?
This nigga's from Puerto Rico.
Because we talking about Haitian
He wasn't born in them. Oh, well, you know what? Good point. You're making a point, but come on, let's keep it real. These motherfuckers hold on. Let me say it this way. They should be more pissed because of the comments about fucking Puerto Rico. They was actually defending Trump about them fucking comments, the joke of the comedian. So again, this is another thing that left people do. They get ass hurt about other people. Other people supposed to be offended about the shit. They not, but your ass is.
Nigga, no, that's moving the goalposts. That's moving the goalposts.
Question, nigga. No,
that's moving the goalposts.
You asked me a question about division.
You asked me what was divisive. I just gave you an example of what was divisive. I didn't say because I cared more about Haitian Americans.
Let me get to divisive. 2-party system, nigga. It's the oxymoron to say one or the other is divisive. It's the 2-party system, nigga. We gonna argue about anything when you have two sides of an argument. So it don't matter what's said on either side. They're both equally divisive if you want to play the divisive game. So if I'm going to say that Trump said something divisive, I'll say that every bitch on The View said something divisive. I'll say that everything that Kamala said was divisive. I'll say that because there's two sides and they are adamantly
one side or
against
the other.
each other. So it's stupid to even use that as an issue.
That is assuming that I don't believe that Democrats do anything divisive either, because I've seen people give me that same response where they're like, well, people on the Democratic side do divide. Yeah, they do. I see it all the time. Them niggas had on kufis and fucking African garb as full white Americans kneeling on the ground. That is some divisive shit. We see that shit all the time from both sides.
Should we be, this is what I would like to do. Let's take divisive off the table when we're discussing policies and discussing what we really need done. Let's take race off the table when we're discussing what we really need done. There's certain things that are trivial and they're used to blind fucking people and to have us worried about and arguing about this non-important things. That's why I always say I don't want to talk about emotional shit, because all those things is just drumming up feelings and drumming up emotions, and we not getting to the real meat and potatoes of the shit. Divisiveness is ridiculous. Intelligent people, if you ever watch a real collegiate debate with like someone from Harvard and Princeton, they throw shots at each other the whole debate. They might be discussing ancient Egypt or some shit. They're well, we found this and da. But they still throwing and hominid was attacks. Where my niggas Zan at?
I'm humming them.
Yeah, so they still like digging at each other. But don't get distracted from what they're presenting, the information that's being presented. We are so emotional in America that we didn't know shit about the abortion bills, really.
Well,
because
we only know
was hearing the emotion behind it, and we didn't dig deep into it.
No, we did know. I just couldn't give you the names and the exact story because I wasn't ready to pull it and talk about it here. But I had seen it. I told you that in Florida, past 6 weeks, it is very hard to get one unless the baby's heartbeat isn't there. And there's reasons why you would need it past 6 weeks, even with a heartbeat, to save the mother. And people have died. I have told you that. Why are you squinting your eyes?
I'm just listening,
but
man.
The point is, divisive. I mean, listen, someone's always going to be unhappy.
I bet you Haitian Americans don't give a fuck about what he was saying.
I don't know. I haven't talked to my Haitian friends.
It would have been nice to hear from one.
Yeah, I mean, but
Haitian community
I didn't get
so pissed off. I would love to hear one of them Haitians like, who don't eat cats? You know, with the fucking. I would like to see us.
It's crazy,
bro. I'm just saying. Listen, I truly don't give a fuck. Y'all act like I woke up yesterday morning, had my coffee, went first thing bright and early to the fucking polls, went in there, gave them my ID, got my ballot, went to the little box there, scribbled in a little circle that said Donald J. Trump, you know what I'm saying? Handed it to the old dude by the machine, slid it in the machine, got my sticker, and and left and went and had breakfast. Y'all act like I did that shit.
I'm not, it's no y'all. I done told you, and we debate about this a lot, but at the end of the day, I told you I was not salty today. The man won, and he didn't only win electorally, he won the popular vote. And unlike Republicans, I am not going to sit there and whine and bitch about it and act like it was unfair. It is what it is.
Nobody got time to storm the Capitol.
Right. It's like, it is what it is, and we have to move forward as a country. And I want the best for us, and hopefully this is going to be the best for us. We get what we paid for it, so we're going to find out. It is going to take a few years, really, before we see the difference. So let's just see what happens.
What do y'all think, and before we move, what do y'all think about the border in general? Did y'all think too many immigrants were let in? Do you think those policies were too light? Do you think the missing kids at the border? Like, what do y'all think about that shit? Just because I'm curious.
No, you know what, AP? This is something I want to give you credit for, and I know you always like, give me my credit. I want to give you credit for it because you did share a video with me where it was showing how in like Chicago the immigrant situation is out of control. And this was like a local, group, citizen group that was posting a YouTube video about what's going on. And they were showing, and it was hard on the Black people around there because of what's happening. And so, what did he say? IVR, thank you for the 5, brother. AP didn't vote, but he woke up screaming, "It's Megaland news!" Ninjas, actually. Shout out to you, bro.
As soon as Trump won, he called Kamala and said, "Shut up, Black."
Shut up, Black. It's true, but no, but like, seeing how bad the immigration thing is, and seeing like where they keep reporting these crimes. Like, we just had a sex ring reported out here in Florida, or that was busted out here in Florida, that had a lot of illegal immigrants as part of it, and like Venezuelan, like it wasn't just Mexican, it was all kinds of illegal immigrants that were part of this thing. So this is a big problem, and that was, I think, a big reason as well why Kamala lost, because she did not take a strong enough stance on that shit.
And
people are tired of them not taking care of home first.
The reason why they don't do that is because a big part of their party and the people that support it, it comes with being a liberal, so to speak. When you have that inclusion and you have the feeling of, you have to take in refugees, and then they have to, when they seen people in the kids in cages and kids behind, whatever the case may be, when how long ago was that? That was during
the kids
Trump
in cages.
Yeah,
that was Trump, I believe, because I feel like it was such a long time ago. That's the only reason.
And the thing about it is, they're not thinking logically, because then they start asking why prices are going up on certain things. It's because, nigga, there's too many people here.
Well, it's people, but it was COVID, and me and AP have talked about that. It's COVID, but
it was
that was going to happen right. It's like, that's not like Trump fucked up so bad and he was horrible. Anybody that would have gotten that once in a lifetime thing was gonna be stuck with a fucked up economy. And unfortunately,
while we giving this Muppet his credit,
who?
AP, he did say some very logical shit.
He tried you.
When he talked to me,
man, that emotion,
day,
boy. That
because I said,
that nigga, like, how is these girls gonna get health care when?
I love GMS.
No, he knows. He'll tell you. He knows. I listen to both sides. I sent him the interview.
Does.
I sent him the interview with Elon and Joe Rogan.
I haven't watched that
part
yet.
of that conversation, he talked about a lot of the things when it came to people being let in and why they were doing it because of swing states and different things. There was a whole strategy behind trying to make sure that certain states swing towards being Democrat. Also, what I'm giving AP credit for was his explanation as to why the border crisis is a huge crisis, and why there's a lot of people voting for Trump in that instance that come from Latino communities and Mexicans, and people be like, why would a Mexican vote for Donald Trump when he says he's trying to do this and that to Mexicans, and they bring all their rapists and their killers, and then why are Latinos voting for him in droves when he said that, all this? It's because a lot of the people that have come here and did it the right way and did it legally did it for the reason why they wanted to get away from certain individuals, and having a bunch of illegal immigrants come through is like, why did we leave from there to come here when it's just y'all opening the borders for everybody else to come over here? And I thought about also how we would feel if Black people in certain cities didn't like the crime going on, or didn't like the way that their neighborhood was, or how things were happening in their cities, and decided they wanted to move somewhere else, and they had to be legal to go there. And all of a sudden, when they get there, all of a sudden that place starts saying, hey, we're going to start bringing in everybody else that y'all was trying to get away from and trying to get and have a better life from. What you think Black people would do? Get these niggas away from me.
Which is what they doing, motherfucker. Right. Which is what they doing in these other cities like Chicago, for example. And then imagine when you was barely trying to get that $18 hour, $20 an hour job, and now they paying them $15. and they glad to do that shit for 15, and they also getting housing and they also getting food, and you like, nigga, like I've been trying to get this little, you know, you won't even hire a nigga for the 17, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So this is what's going to be another issue that's going to, even like the immigrants that came and worked for their citizenship and cornered certain job markets. They're going to be in competition now with millions of more people for that's willing to do the work for less. And Mariah brought up the Venezuelan women in New York selling pussy for $50. $50 for exotic coochie, nigga.
Oh.
What is the regular hoes gonna do? Why would you buy a regular American hoe for 40 when you can get an exotic bitch for 50? They're taking the jobs, They're taking the jobs. These niggas, you think these niggas that speak bilingual and shit can't out rap you? Rapping niggas? All the rappers is gonna be Haitian and Venezuelan, nigga.
I just
for you niggas.
Yo.
Go ahead.
Okay. I don't remember what I was about to say. I don't remember what I was about to say. Okay, so do y'all feel like we done beat this topic to death? Is there anything else y'all want to say about this shit?
I think we're just in for a interesting next 4 years, and when you think about it, 4 years goes by so quickly,
fast.
Quickly. So whatever y'all did, and I also want to say this. Yes, you had a choice and you made a vote. Whoever you voted for, just remember, whatever happens during that presidency, it's on you as well. So if this person doesn't do what they said they were going to do, I guess we can chalk it up to whatever, whatever they had to do to get it passed. But at the same time, this is another reason why I don't like politicians, period, regardless, Republican or Democrat. They promise you things and they tell you what they're going to do, knowing the process of it. They know that it's not guaranteed, but they promise it and they get your vote, which goes back to what I was saying about how they become a politician in the first place and why they do the things they do and why I don't trust them at all. But
listen, the Dems are corrupted. All the politicians are corrupted, but the Dems are like old school. They refuse to change. And now they're dealing with the consequences of that. Shout out to the great 1773. Says, I'm from Chicago. They were literally opening abandoned schools, police and fire department stations to house illegals while citizens sleep outside and brave the elements. Yes, I wish I could find that video because it really was a great YouTube channel where they were showing this information. Oh my God. Anyway, Social Media Boutique Podcast Network says, and I'm reading these because I have to put the
stay
audio
away
up.
from that.
GMS, I saw a police body cam video where a Haitian woman had killed a pet cat and Black American neighbors was like, ew, officer, her nasty ass was laying down and eating the cat. Take her ass to jail. Okay. Well,
but can anybody answer the question why that even matters during a presidential election though?
Nigga, they was talking about immigrants. So you can list all the shit they do. What if you said
who says the ones that was eating cats and dogs were illegal?
First of all, listen, let me take away the cat eating.
Because don't they accept legal? Like they want people to be legal over here. It doesn't matter if you're an immigrant. They just want you to be legal, right?
Well, if you're legal eating cats, we give you a Chinese restaurant.
So how the fuck? That's exactly how the fuck they know the niggas was illegal immigrants eating cats and dogs.
You get a Chinese restaurant if you legal. We don't give a fuck.
On, don't.
All you gotta do is put some goddamn.
Don't say don't.
Soy sauce.
Lord Jesus!
It's like I can't stop, man.
MSG on that shit.
It's like and you good.
And you good. These niggas eating this shit with no MSG.
Come on,
stop. No, I think the problem with that. Why, AP? Why?
Am I right, guys?
No,
am I right?
You're not. All
right.
He said, "Come on."
The problem,
guys. Let's keep it real. MSG. Let's stop the bullshit, right?
Oh,
Venezuelan hookers, nigga. Okay. Like, where's we going wrong with this?
hookers are not even that amazing. Okay, so where's Trip Mundo? Thank you for the 10. We appreciate that. Says the election was simple. One candidate has experience with managing family, kids, and businesses, international, at domestic, or maybe and domestic. And one candidate has a lack of experience with managing family. Um, I'm assuming you're talking about Kamala. I don't know if you guys think that not having a kid come out your pussy means that you cannot manage a family or not. But if you have stepchildren, even if you have children that are friends of your family, you certainly can manage a family. Okay. And I've had to do it not once, but twice in my life with other people's children in my home. Okay. That did not come from me. And it wasn't easy, but I was able to do it, without giving birth.
I think a better point would have been that someone who doesn't have children or offspring has less concern for the future than someone who has children and grandchildren, because
That's
you want
not
to
true.
secure a better. It's more likely, is what I said, and I think that's accurate. It is more likely that someone who has lineage would want to protect the future more than someone who does not have children and grandchildren. Now you can disagree,
I do.
but you have less invested in the future than someone who don't, you know what I'm saying, that has those things, I think.
You would think.
Two opinions then. We're leaving at
it's
two
just,
opinions,
it's just
and I'm cool with
opinions.
that. But let me say
Yeah.
this about what GMS said about the cats and dogs and all that shit. Let's take that off the table. In that same city, there was a different issue that was very documented. Maybe not so much the cat and dog and ducks and shit, but they was crashing cars in everything in that motherfucking city, nigga.
Really?
So yes, these niggas was crashed, dude. The same way the Kia boys is wreaking havoc in fucking America, these niggas is wreaking havoc on the same level. Crashing in the family cars, houses, flipping cars, because they used to driving in different driving, and they going into their fucking they try to go into the fucking DMV and see what was required for them to get their license. These motherfuckers were just being given their license.
See, they need to start doing what the Somalian niggas doing here in Minnesota. Somalians now, they putting student driver stickers on the back bumpers of their cars because they know they horrible drivers. So they put those on the back so people can be like, oh, it's a student driver, let me go around. But really, it's Hasmed Muhammad driving in the front seat, and he just don't want to be liable for the crashes that he may or may not get into.
I'm just saying, man, they afforded illegal immigrants IDs, driver's license, food, housing. And again, you in America, descendants of slaves entitled to reparations, can't get even a portion of that shit. And even when the conversation comes, you can't even get the dignity to have that conversation on the world stage or on the national stage. So you should be a little more upset, motherfucker. That's all I'm gonna say it like that. But I'm gonna leave that shit alone. We can move on whenever y'all ready, by the way.
What else we got? I know
I'm ready. I want to talk about Quincy Jones. Okay, let's say R.I.P. to the legend Quincy Jones. He was 91 years old, so clearly he lived a full life.
Nasty,
but he was a he was into some things, but when you think about it though, like he was really legendary as far as the things he was involved in, because it wasn't just that he was making like records, right, or songs. Like he was a composer for movies, right? He also was Fresh Prince was him, right? Wasn't that what you were saying, AP? Like he was one of the executive producers or creators of the Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince, yep.
And, and obviously that took Will Smith to a whole nother level, in his career. And then, of course, him producing Off the Wall, which apparently Diana Ross introduced, Michael to him for The Wiz or whatever, because he was, all involved in that. And, things took off for him.
Y'all think Diana Ross was trying to hit Lil Michael back in the day?
Trying.
Nigga. For real.
Saying.
Jinx, motherfucker. That bitch was shit.
If you have nothing to do, don't do. I always think about that scene in the Jackson 5 biopic when him and Diana was singing together and the little Michael was like, you make me feel. I said, oh, shit.
Hey, can we talk about the women who have successfully escaped prison for statutory scrape? Yeah, for SA, they have
by the droves.
I'm talking about generation after generation of women got away with a whole lot of SA, boy.
Oh my God.
And why do you think that is? Do you think it's because I think part of it, let me just say this before I ask y'all the question.
No one cares about the boys. No one cares about the young boys.
I think part of it is that the boys don't see it as SA at first. They don't understand that it's
because
wrong.
It's been normalized and being conditioned to young boys to feel like they need to be sexually active earlier, or that things like that is supposed to be normal, because when we grow up or when we're at a certain age, people are already grooming us to tell us that we look good, and oh, he's so handsome. Older ladies come by, he's so cute, he's so handsome, he's gonna kill the hearts later, he's gonna have all the crushes, he's gonna have all the girls later. You can't say that about a little girl. It would sound crazy. Oh, when she gets older, she's gonna have so many boys. You can't say that. But we've been conditioned to hear that our lives and be cool about it and think that shit is normal. It's like, bitch, I'm 5 years old. What the fuck you talking about? Get away from me.
Yeah.
Well, I think
hey girl.
I think that women get away with everything. They're horrible people, but they get away with everything.
What the fuck? What do you mean we're horrible people? No, that's not what we're talking about, and we definitely not the fuck horrible people.
Y'all do what y'all want to do.
Yeah.
And then y'all escape the fucking consequences of your actions. That's horrible.
How do we do what we want to do and escape our actions? What do you mean by
that? Exactly what y'all do. Y'all are complicit with crimes. Y'all complicit with fuck shit. And then when it's time to go to jail, you start crying and telling on the men.
The men start crying and telling on the men. So what do you mean?
That's not.
Your Honor, I'm sorry.
That's not unique to women.
I'm sorry. Your Honor, I'm sorry.
Listen, man, y'all get away with everything, man. Fuck that.
No, but listen, it's a bigger problem than we realize. I think, and even with like Krishan, right? I see the clips. I don't watch none of that ghetto ass Zeus shit. There's certain things I will indulge in and have guilty pleasures with when it comes to like trash TV. But Zeus is like kind of where I draw the line. I will only partake in that because a clip came through on blogs and I'm like this close to really unfollowing all the blogs because I'm kind of getting tired of all that shit. Yeah. But Krishan Rock and her sister were having an argument on one of them ghetto ass shows. Yeah. And she said that her sister made her eat her pussy when she was 7 and her sister was 12.
That's the Pusha T ad lib. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's the accusation. Her sister is denying it. But I think a lot of sexual contact happens between family members that is not talked about. And I'm not saying that her sister did do this because she's denying it. So I'm not saying she did it. But, we know that these things do happen and they go under the table and people act like nothing happened, even when it did.
Yeah. That was very odd to watch. And also something that was very should have been said behind closed doors and not on camera in front of the world to see, because now you get to the point where I don't think people understand when you do this stuff for the camera and for the internet to see, and when you have a big name for yourself, it does skew your judgment and how you deal with certain things and how you process things and how you heal from certain traumas, because now it's not just about how you feel and the person that you're trying to address or try to confront. Now you got 1,000, whoever many people that follow you, millions of people that follow you with an opinion about what's going on. And you're reading them because you're so into social media and worrying about what other people feel about the shit that you going through or the things that you dealing with or the videos that they seeing online, that you ain't even taking the time to even process things yourself. Now you starting to get other people's talking points when you see something that makes sense to you and use it to whatever, advantage that you have. If I don't think I believe it just because
Because of the source, or
not even just the source. It's just because I think Krishan is one of those people that in certain moments she doesn't know how to. When pressure comes or when there's a confrontation, being erratic is her go-to.
Just saying anything, doing anything.
Saying anything.
That's what a lot of women
violent.
do in those same situations.
But I'm not going to disregard her story because it may be true. I'm just saying and that's another part about when people put themselves out there for the internet.
Right.
When you put your personality out there and you start showing people who you are, certain things that they hear, certain things that you tell them that you went through, some people might not even care because of how she's acted over the years and how she's presented herself. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, and that was a careless thing to say, because listen, certain things, once the accusation is out there, it don't matter if you yourself come back and say, y'all, I was just lying, I was just whatever.
Yeah.
That accusation is on her. She got the jacket now because of what you just said.
Yeah,
and because now people are going to think that you were coerced or talked into taking it back, even if you might be taking it back because you knew your ass was lying.
I would have threw it right back at her. Like, bitch, I woke up and you was eating my pussy. I didn't ask you shit.
Oh my God.
I didn't ask you a motherfucking thing.
Your mind too quick.
Now run tell that.
Yeah, and tell them niggas that. Tell them you wake bitches up in the middle of the night.
Oh my God.
I took a shit before I laid down to sleep. Just make the shit, just double down on that shit.
I mean, I listen, I pray that it's not true, but honestly, I mean, in all seriousness, I know we're joking. But in all seriousness, a lot of assault happens. And I can only speak from a girl's perspective. You know, as a young girl, I was raped, at 4 years old by a family friend, completely penetrated, raped.
He's supposed to die.
And he was, he wasn't like.
Did he go to jail?
No, he didn't go to jail. He was a kid too. He was like 10 or 12, but I was 4. So you know what I'm saying? Like that difference is a big difference.
A lot of people leave out the fact that it's kids on kids. A lot of the sexual abuse is kids on kids. But nowadays, I don't know if y'all think this is a good thing or a bad thing. Young people now ain't afraid to tell their secrets. Like things that we were ashamed of back in the day. They'll tell a sexual, like they STDs. They'll talk about they SA situations. They'll talk about these motherfucking young people ain't afraid to just be like, hey man, this shit happened to me. Or it sells. Or it's like, shit, I should say I got, because Hassan Campbell and these different motherfuckers made it almost a come up to put yourself out there as a victim and shit. Not saying people aren't, but now it's almost like, shit, I might tell my story and get them off, come up off my story and shit. Shout out to the homie Joe Blast, man. I ain't seen you in the chat.
Joe Blast.
I know. What's up, bro? Yeah, and listen, I only shared mine just because, it's a real thing that happened. And I think a lot of times people think that people exaggerate. They think that sometimes people make things up, but that's something that happened when I was very young. But I remember it, vividly to this day. You know what I'm saying? And it's one of those things that, like, you're never the same after that. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all have daughters. So when they're 4, you think about, what is that even like? How do you even know anything about sexual contact or anything like that from a kid that you're supposed to just be playing with? Y'all supposed to be just playing hide and go seek, hanging out.
I used to make my baby mamas bathe my daughters. Like that's your job. Like, you know what I'm saying? You go deal with that shit. Like, you just, some things just feel inappropriate if you feel a certain way about, things like that. But
and honestly, I think that a lot of times, because we try to act like, oh, nothing's wrong with this or that, we don't put the boundaries in place that we should. And like, I do notice, like, I remember, I should say, my mom putting a lot of boundaries in place, and being like, you can't stay alone with this person. I don't give a fuck if it's my brother. I don't care if it's, my cousin. I don't care if it's the neighbor kid, nothing. You will not be alone with a boy that is your friend or your family, without an adult female there. You just can't, because of what happened. And I think that, honestly, had she been thinking like that, maybe it wouldn't have happened. But, you just don't realize. you don't realize how much people sexualize children, and that actually kind of brings me to wanting to talk about DJ Envy and his bullshit.
Oh Lord Jesus!
So DJ Envy dressed up one of his daughters as Little Kim from the Crush on You video. And if you remember the Crush on You video, that was a Little Kim video with like Junior Mafia or with Lil C's and everything. And she had the different outfits on, the different colored wigs and everything like that. But he dressed his kid up, and she's probably about like between like 6 and like 4 and 6 or something. She's pretty young. And we all know that Little Kim is a sexual rapper. We know what those outfits look like. And a bathing suit is not just a bathing suit when Lil Kim is wearing it, right? So he dressed her up like that for Halloween and took pictures. And he got a lot of backlash and then act like we crazy because he crazy.
Aaliyah, the other daughter did Aaliyah. And in this moment, with the conversations that's going on around the industry and Aaliyah's story, even that was inappropriate to me. Like, not right now, nigga. Like, this ain't the time for that type of shit. But we talking about DJ Envy.
Yeah.
The weirdest nigga.
Oh my God.
Been a weirdo. I
tried to give him the benefit of the doubt after the Caesar Pena shit, but then I just say, you know what, man, this nigga's a bitch. And I don't like DJ Envy at all, and I can't stand this nigga. He's too for one. You talk about somebody being emotional. He's too fucking emotional. I wish when Deezus and Mero was still cool, they would have jumped that nigga right in the Breakfast Club, right there in the motherfucking studio. He deserved that shit for being a hoe ass.
Well,
nigga.
listen, he did right by defending his wife. You know, men get sensitive about their bitch, but you know, at the end of the day, his wife though with the daughters. How is the wife thinking this is cute? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you thinking this is cute and you letting this go up? How are your assistants? It's had to be a bunch of people involved with all this production.
Listen. They've over-sexualized their oldest daughter. Before she even turned, I've followed Envy for a long time. Their oldest daughter, they post stuff with her in bikinis and being subjective. I'm like, do y'all know what the internet is? Do y'all know what Instagram is? Like, I don't think they really gauge that. And to do something like this with the daughter, her young self, and then on top of that, having her recite the lyrics. They shot a video too, AP. I don't know it was weird. I couldn't watch it.
Yeah, I kind of saw it and just
I see the clips of people commenting on it.
As soon as it came up, I'm like, man, what the fuck is this? What the fuck? Because I follow Envy.
Yeah.
So it was like
why you follow Envy though?
I follow everybody in the Breakfast Club for years. It just
I used to follow Angela too.
I don't go back and really unfollow the celebrities I follow. But yeah, that deserved the unfollow immediately as soon as that shit came up on my timeline. And to go through with it, like he had to record it. They had to do multiple shots. They had to do all types of stuff just to put that up. And then to act like it wasn't wrong enough to take it down, you should have took it down. He kept it up. Like Envy's that type of light-skinned nigga where he feels like he's not wrong, so he's not gonna take it down, even though it's clearly disturbing.
I think DJ Envy thinks like a bitch, like a woman. Yes. And excuse me, ladies, I'm not trying to say that y'all fucked up in the head, but what I'm about to say is 100, and I would love for one of y'all to fucking deny this.
Okay.
Men have always been going back and forth with their baby mamas, with their women, their wives, on how to protect their daughter's innocence. Mm-hmm. I have been having this argument about two-piece bathing suits as long as I fucking can remember. Mm-hmm. And my baby mom, you see, that's you thinking like that. You thinking, it's sexual. Bitch, I'll beat your ass if my daughter got a fucking two-piece on and she too. Do it if you want to. I'ma slap you around like you fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, because in my head, you don't understand what you're doing. Right. Now, at some point,
and putting her in harm's way.
You don't understand the harm you putting her in.
Right.
You don't understand the fact. And now with camera phones, you want your daughter to be snapped in different positions, and she might just be innocently playing in a fucking swimming pool. But some creep is just somewhere just snapping away.
Yeah.
Snapping away.
Yeah.
That shit is, listen,
It's gross.
And guess what? Women used to come to each other fucking defense.
Mm-hmm.
Now you arguing with 30 bitches about a fucking bathing suit when you just look like an insecure man, and you a man that you freaky and you weird because you thinking that way and you thinking sexually about a baby. Bitch, how the fuck is a two-piece
appropriate for a child? It just it's like a broad
them. They shouldn't even sell them. That's how inappropriate this shit is.
Right. And I agree.
So now we in a society now where you're a misogynistic man for having a critique of Meg Thee Stallion on fucking the DNC or something,
right?
or Glorilla, or you know, we now, and you get the soft ass niggas
like you're wrong.
Women should be able to do. They should. But they need an abortion. AP. How are they gonna get their vaginal stenosis taken care of if they're not allowed to get health care for their vaginas? Like, shut the fuck up.
You shut the fuck up. Anyway, so nigga. Shut your ass up, okay?
What are we gonna do about the vaginas, AP?
Whatever. No, but I agree with you. And honestly, I'm noticing that some so stupid.
They're gonna be in the underground slave, the underground motherfucking railroad, nigga. That's where they're gonna be at.
Listen,
just imagine sneaking about 20 bitches away to another state so they can get their abortions and shit. Like,
hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Going through woods and shit, going to stay at the old basements of the church and shit. Like, you got all this shit going on.
You remember this scene in The Color Purple when they'll be going to the juke joint, going through the forest and shit? Like,
man, real. Listen, I'm saying, man. That's how y'all acting. Y'all act like these bitches got a fucking.
Don't talk about them acting. Anyway, what I was gonna say though, with social media, like the way it is now, I have friends that won't even post their children now. Like they don't post them at all. Not even family photos. Like they do not post their young kids. Like they have, kids that are like under 6 and 7. That they will not post them online because people are doing weird things now with social media, even just with the kid just being cute with a cute little outfit going like this. It's just a lot of sickness out there. And I think people are coming to the realization that even what I think is cute and innocent can be corrupted and twisted. And so even though this is nice, I'm just gonna keep this and share this with my friends, but I'm not gonna put this on my page.
Listen, makeup, leggings, wigs even don't belong in school.
No, any schools.
I'm gonna throw that out there. Y'all really might not agree, but these young girls dress like how strippers dress when they off, like at school.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Like,
that's crazy.
My daughter's first dance was a couple weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? She wanted to wear a dress, a long dress, and a jacket over her dress. And I was like, that is totally fine. You know what I'm saying? You can go ahead and wear a nice dress to your first dance. She came out the dance when she was ready to go. She said bye to her friend. Her friend was the one with the really short dress. These are
nightclub, dressed like a nightclub and shit.
Sequins dress. I'm like,
makeup, full cake face of makeup and shit.
Exactly. Like that is crazy to me. That's insane behavior. I don't care. Crazy. That's also part of parents feeling like they gotta be more of their kid's friend or try to make their kid like them, so they let them do certain things that their kids feel comfortable with. No, it's about what you comfortable with. And if you ain't comfortable with your child going out like that, who gives a damn if they gonna be mad? They gotta come back home.
They still rebelling on their own. They still rebelling against the dad who didn't want them wearing their belly out. You know, in the 90s when them bitches was trying to have their belly out, they still rebelling against their fucking
they
fathers.
Can't wear their little black chokers and shit.
Like I would wear
I'm sorry. Then you got men taking on the mantle of stepfather. Let them interject with something that a woman is doing with her kids, even though it's right.
Man.
Even though it's right.
Yeah, and my stepdad definitely would be like, you can't, you cannot wear that. And I would.
How about around me? How about around me? Don't put some shit on. Don't walk around the house like
don't just walk around like because I developed early. Right. So I have shut up, Jim. But I do. I developed early, right? And so to me, and even on this show, I still kind of have those moments where it's like, this is normal to me. This is my body. So I don't see it as like, ooh, something amazing. So I would wear a tank top, with like 2 sports bras under to try to make my chest smaller, when I was in high school. But I'm like, okay, I'm heading to the mall, or like, let's go to Disney. And my stepdad, like, be like, hell no, you cannot.
And that's why that 24-year-old be the bitches first. Most bitches first was some 22, 24-year-old nigga.
Because as soon as you set them sweater puppies free, them niggas say, I'll burn them.
It was like, shit. then they giving her grown dick. Bitch ain't never, ain't had nothing bigger than her brush handle in her at this point. Now she getting grown dick. Now when she see the other little 14-year-old nigga dick, she think he ain't a man. Like, that's your dick. Like, yeah, bitch, I'm 14. What the fuck you mean? I'm still growing, bitch. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, you hit the nail on the head with the age for me.
14-year-old girl should get 14-year-old dick.
But I wasn't 14 when I had mine, but he was older. My first was 14. I was 14. My second was 29.
29 and I was 14 and a half.
What you said, AP?
He was like, that 14-year-old dick wasn't hitting for shit. I gotta be a real man.
That shit made me think of that video of that little kid. It was a video of this little kid. He was like 9 years old, and he had some older dudes around him making fun of him. And one of them was like, nigga, that's why your dick small. He said, I'm a kid, nigga. I know.
I know.
I know. I'm a kid, nigga. Like, and that was so dark. That was the realest
drop. Shit I've ever heard.
Yeah, like what do you expect?
Mic drop, like, nigga. I
killed that nigga with that shit.
I'm a kid, nigga.
I know.
Listen, you just made me think of
the 2 hands, like, nigga.
You stupid. Y'all seen the video of the 2 kids that started to fight, and it was like the light-skinned kid that got pushed off his bike, and then they started to fight, and the fat one was like, oh, this nigga was trying to cook a sandwich. You seen that?
He said, how you gonna make a cold sandwich? He can't eat a cold sandwich.
Why you ain't just eat the shit cold?
Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up. Because when I was watching it the other day, I was like, that's AP and Blackk G if he was a fat little kid. He was like, I've been eating sandwiches all my life.
But shout out to the nigga Blackk G, man.
There was one more thing I wanted to bring up before I got out of here, because I do got to skip out. When we were on the conversation of protecting kids, one thing that I saw on the way into the show was, if you guys don't know who Halle Bailey is, she is a very well-known singer and actress. She played the Little Mermaid recently, the Black Little Mermaid recently. She has a duo with her sister. They're Chloe and Halle. They came up under Beyonce, whatever the case may be. All right. Halle has a child with a nigga named DDG, who is a very popular streamer. He cracked it off for a lot of other up-and-coming streamers. He influenced a lot of people that came up in the streaming era. He was like one of the pioneers of the shit. He just joined in on one of the top streamers, Kai Cenat's stream. He brought now Halle and DDG have a child together, a newborn child. He's like some months or some shit. He's not even
like 9 months old. Yeah,
he brought the child onto the stream with him, and she posted on Twitter. Let me make sure I get this right.
Yeah, gotta
I'll
quote
make sure
right.
I get it right. I want to make sure I quote this directly, because I want y'all to. I want to see what people think about this. Now, mind you, this is both their child. All right, he is not the stepdaddy.
Mm-hmm.
All
His
right?
baby as well. Yeah.
She said, "Hi everyone. Just so you know, I am out of town and I don't approve of my baby being on stream tonight. I wasn't told or notified, and I am extremely upset to have my baby in front of millions of people. I am his mother and protector, and saddened that I wasn't notified, especially when I am out of town." And then she made a comment about postpartum and her feeling a certain type of way, and people respecting her boundaries. Now, I will say this. To say something like that instead of contacting the father of your child is let me know whose validation you are seeking in a time where you are supposed to feel a certain type of way about something happening in your personal life, which also lets me know how serious you take this in certain terms. Also, that is that child's father, and you laid down and was able to have a child with somebody who was already a streamer. He didn't become a streamer afterwards. He already was a streamer and already was somebody who was actively in front of the camera before you guys met. So it's only on par for him to bring his child onto a stream.
And hasn't he been posting him a lot on Snapchat?
Yeah, and I guess
feel like we see him all the time.
When they were together, they had like this pact or whatever. They were trying not to show the kid's face or whatever the case may be, but they're not together anymore. And also, this man should be able to do what he wants to do with his child. And you're out of town somewhere doing what you're doing, working. This nigga got his baby. He didn't leave the baby with a babysitter and go somewhere else. This nigga's out here being a father and a streamer at the same time. He putting the best of both worlds in one spot. And he's not putting the baby in harm's way. He's not putting the baby in danger. He's not neglecting his child. He just brought his child on stream because he's a streamer. And to put that shit out there only lets me know that that's a certain way for her to try to put him out there or try to make him look a certain type of way, or like he's disrespectful, or that he's not honoring his baby mom, so that the narrative can keep being pushed about him, because she sees what people say about him. Definitely. And he continues to go on, and I always see him with his son. So it's like, you either want a nigga to be a good dad or you don't. Because once a nigga be like, oh, you know what, if I'm gonna be dealing with this shit, go ahead. I'll see the little nigga when he get older. Then you gonna make him look like he a bad father and that he ain't shit. Which one do you want?
Women don't do well when they don't have control over shit like that.
Yeah.
They don't function well. I watched it. If it was up to the women in my life, they would have made it hard as they could. And I got them people involved right away. Niggas be running from them courts. I ran to them courts. I needed a mediator. I need y'all to set up the parameters, and we're going to stick to them. Because I don't want these bitches making their own motherfucking wishy-washy ass feelings and rules and shit. Yeah, no, they're going straight to court, motherfucker. Let's figure this shit out right now. Yeah. And we're going to maintain that and keep that cool. You know what I'm saying? So, unfortunately, that's just where we at with it.
But again, I wonder,
he gonna have that little baby in a bathing suit in 2 motherfucking years.
So boy,
twerking. Oh, he gonna have him in a goddamn bathing suit, a 2-piece bathing suit with makeup on. Talking about he chose that outfit.
Oh God! But I mean,
is that not possible?
No, it's definitely possible.
Is that not what?
That's how entertainment is these days. Their kids are.
Don't they all got a tranny kid and shit? Every last one of them. You ain't cool if one of your kids ain't.
Holy.
Am I bullshit?
No, you're not. But don't say the T like that.
What's the fuck is the proper word? Goddamn it! My president is
trans.
Orange, nigga.
Just say trans.
You can call him whatever the fuck you want right now.
My president is orange, nigga.
Whatever. King, whatever King Donald would call this motherfucker, that's what the fuck
that's
I'm calling it.
You know he gonna come up with something.
So listen.
Yeah, I'm listening.
7, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, it was have some, no, maybe 20 at this point. It was have some adopted kids from other countries. Then it was to have a gay child was the popular thing. Now it's to have a whole transgender child. Like these fucking celebrities and the mother people that just got humbled yesterday.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? A lot of them feel that this is where they want the country going.
Yes.
I'm gonna leave that alone. I don't even want to get down in that tangent. You gotta go, GMS. I don't want to hold you up, bro.
I do gotta skip, but I appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to Binky. Shout out to AP.
It's
been a great show. I love the dialogue, man. We always gotta have conversations like this.
Always
push the needle and make sure we always keep the G's involved in the chat, man.
And make sure y'all hitting like.
Oh yeah, make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all share. Make sure y'all do y'all due diligence. And whenever my lovely people end up wrapping this up, y'all go to the comment section and leave a comment as well. Don't you neglect that. When it's over, refresh it. Go to the comment section and leave a comment. Let us know what you thought about the show. All right, y'all. Peace.
All right,
I'm
peace,
watching from a distance.
All right, brother. Be safe.
I keep licking my teeth because I got my teeth clean today.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like,
trying to make sure
so
that you know the women used to keep lipstick on their teeth back in the day. That cheap ass lipstick. Women used to their lipstick would be on their cups, their cigarettes, their teeth. They got any goddamn thing.
I mean, this does that too. But usually, what you do is you stick your finger in your mouth, and do a little like. real quick, and then that'll get.
How would you? Hold on, what?
Like
how
you go, and then it'll put it right there, and then it'll keep it from right there, so it won't get on your teeth.
Yeah.
So
see that, fellas? That's how you do it, fellas.
Shut your ass up. And shout out to y'all. I can't. I'm like always way late seeing the comments. So I saw you knock out Noda. Thank you on social media. I think Boutique Podcast. I think you said something nice as well. So I'm not ignoring y'all. I just don't be wanting to interrupt the conversation. But I kind of want to pull up that video, AP, where we was just talking about the kids that was fighting. Or whatever, because I guess that's like one of those classic Twitter videos or whatever, like World Star videos. And I swear I was like, that's AP and Packy. Hold on, let me see if I get it to come up.
Nigga, you in the second fucking grade, nigga. And why you nigga, where your grades at? Where your grades at? You got straight fucking F's and D's, nigga. I got straight A's. No, you don't, nigga. You make straight D's and F's.
Beat your ass. That is me and Pac G. Look, that is on my mama.
What you backing up for?
Nigga, pussy, man. He bagging up. Real talk. I'm a real nigga. I'm a fucking grown man. You are? I'm a grown fucking man. You don't smoke, though? I don't what? You don't smoke? You don't smoke, nigga. You don't smoke. How many times your daddy whoop your ass and you cry? How many times your daddy whoop your ass? I don't cry, nigga. I don't. How the fuck? This nigga trying to cook a motherfucking damn ham a fucking sandwich. This pussy ass nigga burned a fucking sandwich. Why the fuck you ain't eat it cold? The fuck wrong with you? Nigga can't eat a fucking sandwich cold. Nigga, you can't even cook a damn cheese toast. Bitch, you can't. Nigga, I cook all my life.
All my life.
How many days when he spent the night at my house? Like 6. I had to cook this nigga.
I was like, that's AP and Packy.
That shit
cook all my life.
Very close. That's funny as hell.
Listen, man, like hearing how kids be talking is so funny because kids curse so much. Like, you know.
Oh, for sure. But he said I'm a grown man. That's how niggas talk. Talking about they getting pussy, all kind of shit. They say all that shit when they are private, goddamn it.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
What you doing? Oh, what you doing? Okay, so did you want to switch over and talk about the homelessness in America stuff? Do you want to show that?
What else was it? What else we got?
I wanted to talk about Young Thug a little bit.
Go into it. I mean, let's go into it. Go down the list and just, okay. And then we'll get there and then we'll open the phone lines up for those that want to contribute.
Okay. So Young Thug was released last week. He's been on trial for a couple years. So I'm going to pull up what he was accused of. Okay, so he was actually initially indicted and arrested May 9th, 2022. And essentially, hold on, I got to scroll up, y'all. I'm sorry. I was on another thing. But he was accused of a bunch of gang and racketeering charges. And he ended up just pleading guilty. But the crazy thing is he went forward with what they call a non-negotiated blind plea. So what that means is that he was entering pleas without having a deal in place. So he was just like, all right, I'm going to plead guilty to this, this, and this. So what he did was 1 gang charge, 3 drug charges, and 2 gun charges. And he just pled guilty and didn't even know what the hell they were about to give him. What they ended up giving him was, let me see, he got a 45-year sentence with 5 in prison, which was commuted to time served. And then he has 15 years of probation. So do you think that 15 years probation is sustainable? Is that something that a person can?
It's sustainable, but it's hard. And you never feel free completely. Mm-hmm. But it beats being in jail. I don't think a nigga in jail, unless the equivalent is do 5 more and be done with it. I can see somebody, handling that. I can see somebody saying, I can handle 5 more and being done and off papers.
Yeah.
Anything beyond that, niggas gonna be like, man, because you can get more time in prison.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to survive and trying to live in jail can get you more time. Fuck around, get you life.
Yes.
So to be home with your family and not miss your children growing up and shit like that, and really all you gotta do is come home and fly right. I would take that risk over fuck around getting more time in jail
and just being locked
just
up,
trying to survive, because you got to be an animal in that motherfucker. You don't get no choice on that matter.
That's true. Do you want to hear like what the conditions of his probation are?
Yeah,
because that'll probably help you too to see like, do you think that's too hard for him to deal with or not? All right. So what they're saying is he has to stay away from Metro Atlanta area. As defined by the census, okay, for the first 10 years of his probation, except for weddings, funerals, graduations, or a serious illness of an immediate family member. He can arrive 24 hours before the event, and he has to leave within 48 hours after. But he also has to return to Atlanta, to the Atlanta area 4 times during each year of his probation to make an anti-gang, anti-gun violence presentation at a grade school, middle school, or high school, or at an organization like the Boys and Girls Club, and they count towards community service. He cannot knowingly have contact with any member of a criminal street gang, and that includes other people named in the indictment, with the exception of his brother and Gunna, basically. And also, he can't participate in criminal street activity, gang activity, or promote any gang, including through hand signs. And he also can't contact the victims in the case or their families. He can't own a gun. He can't use any drugs other than those prescribed to him. And he has to submit to random drug tests and must allow searches of himself, his property, and electronics. So do you think those stipulations for 15 years are doable? They kind of sound doable to me.
They're very doable. The hardest part is not having no gang contact, because everybody can be classified. I mean, half of the fucking industry is claiming a fucking gang. Chris Brown claiming a fucking gang. But what he needs to do, this, if I was strategizing for Thugger, I would say wear a dress. We already know you don't give a fuck about that. Live your life, dress like a lady. You will be safe from all fuck shit.
Why? You think they'll just let him get away with whatever because it's like he's protected and like, we can't offend him.
Like, like, leave him alone. Like, clearly he's, he don't, where he gonna put the gun at? He got a fucking dress on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, I would, since he wants to come and corrupt our community with that whole ass shit, nigga, wear a dress now. Wear a dress now for the next 15 years till you off paper. Nigga. That would be my suggestion to you. Then he got to stop with the drugs and shit. That's going to be hard as fuck.
Yeah.
Hard as fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So I would prescribed.
He should wear a dress, live in a town that he can't be fucked with, like move to fucking, I don't know, somewhere where we legal for sure.
Yeah, right.
And not just there, but in the mountains of that motherfucking place, like wherever the fuck you should,
like be Denver or something.
You should be a nigga with a dress on in a weed legal state in the mountains.
Yeah,
and that's it, nigga. And do all your fucking rapping and shit online.
But do
all your interactions on fucking line.
That's a good idea. And what you're saying, you know what that just reminded me of? NBA YoungBoy, right? Because he was on, I don't know, house arrest or something. He was out somewhere far away, and it looked like he had a pretty nice setup where he was, but he got locked up because he was running some kind of prescription drug scam or something going on. So it's like, even sometimes when people have these great setups and they're away from BS, they still pull themselves into it. So hopefully, Thug doesn't do that. George, the truth hurts. Can he go out the country? It didn't say that he could. Let me see. Didn't say he couldn't, but let me see. No, it doesn't say anything about whether or not he has to stay in the U.S. So I'm assuming he still can travel internationally. Based on this, it just looks like he needs to stay away from Atlanta because he was wreaking havoc over there with his people. That's really
then
what
he got to be careful with his language, because if you've been calling niggas slime for however long, like just talking regular, you gonna fuck around, say the wrong shit. But like I say, if he live like a bitch with a dress on, I guarantee you they'll leave him alone.
Oh Lord,
he won't get no static.
Okay, I want to show you guys somebody. Hold on a second, because I want to see if y'all will recognize this person. And I'm gonna read this article, but I'm gonna see if I get it to come up. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Do y'all recognize this guy?
Nope.
If y'all seen him on the internet the last couple of days, maybe you have seen him with some glasses. So AP, you don't recognize him?
He look like Biggs from Rockefeller.
He do, but you know what? He's some kind of like government official out in Guinea, Equatorial Guinea. This dude is apparently his iCloud or something got hacked or leaked. It has over 400 videos of him sleeping with all kinds of officials, wives, sisters, daughters, etc., and his co-workers, some in the office. He done slept with his uncle's pregnant wife. And mind you, he's married with 6 kids, and I think one on the way. So the dude's videos are all over the internet. All over the internet. And a lot of these women are married. And I think he's about to get arrested if he's not already, because
why he getting arrested?
Because he's a government official over there.
Can't get no pussy because you're in the government.
Because he was doing some of this stuff at work on the clock in the office.
Got you.
And like, I'm nasty because I definitely was watching. And like in the videos, sometimes he would just be like, when he was hitting it or whatever, he would grab his chest and be like, oh.
Like light work.
Like
light work. Look, he like light work. This shit ain't shit. And you see how flustered Binky is right now. She'll be right on that one of them fucking tapes, goddammit.
What?
You gotta look at it like this. Word of mouth is the best advertisement.
It is.
If he's slaying them bitches like that, they lining the fuck up. Then if he wealthy, then if he got a position of power, then if he in a impoverished area or impoverished country,
yeah,
hell, they would have did. He might have been giving them bitches two equatorial dollars. Like he was giving them bitches, them dollars weren't worth shit. He was giving $2 a bitch. He spent the equivalent of $600 American on 400 bitches. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, so that shit is crazy. And like the women, they looking right in the camera. He's setting it up. He like, come on, pregnant bitch, come over here, or whoever, and they looking right in the camera. Like, all right, baby, you know what we doing? I'm like, damn, this is crazy.
This is an indictment on the other men in the community and the area. Them niggas ain't hitting for shit. Them bitches like, nigga. It's a nigga. They hearing the legend. They hearing they call this nigga the legend. Where you from? They like, man, God. I got to go see the legend because these niggas out here bullshitting with it.
Listen, they giving him all his credit definitely online. I can't pronounce his name. It's like Balthazar Ngonga. Oh, he has been arrested. So yeah, there we go. So he's been arrested, but he is Equatorial Guinea's Director General of the National Financial Investigation Agency. So he is definitely like a top official over there.
Hey, remember I said like a month ago or 2 months ago, y'all need to watch African porn?
Yes.
There you go, motherfucker. It ain't as hard as y'all think. Them niggas bending bitches over at the water well and shit. Like it's easy as fuck. Bitches, they fucking on the dirt ground and shit, all kind of shit, dog. No bullshit. Hot ass little rooms and shit made out of guano and shit. The walls made out of guano. Niggas, good luck.
They do too much. So shout out to the legend. All his businesses out there.
Hey, straight up, man. Respect to him,
I pray for his wife.
That's the real Wilt Chamberlain right there.
You stupid. Pray for her and her mental health. They said she done fell out and fainted, child. So
if he have 400 on video, how many did the nigga have lifetime achievement? Lifetime achievement, he over a G for sure.
I mean, I don't know if it's 400 women or just 400 videos. Like he might have just been fucking the same
like a
women.
lot of repeats.
Yeah,
But
it
you
might
know
have been.
what?
But at least 8 people in the office.
I want them to do the goddamn AIDS test.
Yeah, because he was definitely raw. He was raw in the videos. I had to do my research for the show.
Hey, matter of fact, this is even more an indictment on that disease. If he don't got it, that shit ain't real. If that nigga don't got full-blown AIDS, African AIDS, that shit ain't real.
Oh my God. I don't know. We gonna see. We gonna find out. So I'm definitely gonna be following that story.
This nigga act like she an investigative journalist and shit. Like
this is for research purposes.
Apparently, he lost a testicle after woman 300 because I noticed that the 300th video, his testicle looks a little odd. So I did some digging and I found out that he was kicked by a mule. Bitch. You know it's regular porn, right? You don't got to go this. You know, you could just type in what you want at this point.
I'm thorough. I have to report to the 3G's family.
Like it has to be a scandal behind the shit.
Yeah, I gotta let them know what's going on. Okay.
I ain't gonna lie, they released them fucking Diddy tapes, man. No Diddy. But niggas will be low-key watching that shit, like trying to see what's going on. You a lying motherfucker if you say you're not gonna give it a moment to be like, what the fuck going on here?
You gotta see what's real, right?
Is that Buster?
No.
Professor Ogilvy?
Oh my God.
You gonna be seeing all the niggas.
Well, you know something though? They did say that there's a guy, you know, the woman lawyer that had went on Piers Morgan that time that Jaguar Wright was on and like Blackk was on that same time. Her client or whatever had just gotten called, I believe, in front of the grand jury within the last week where he was having to testify about Kim Porter's book that's unreleased that he has, and then also the tape or tapes that have celebrities on it. So I think that information is about to come out as far as exactly who is on the tapes that he has seen. Like, I don't think that's going to be under wraps too much longer.
Well, they need to put that out there straight up.
Why you think they need
to
put it
fucking out? Playing games, motherfucker? Is he guilty or not? Did he do some wild shit or not? Should he be in jail? Like, let this nigga out if it's just sexual. If he just did some freaky, kinky, weird shit with adults, let this nigga out of jail. At least bail out. You know what I'm saying? Like
until the trial.
Let's keep it funky, man. Unless he's a cretin because you got evidence of him being wild.
Right.
Then other than that, man, chill the fuck out, man. Straight up. Because you just let Quincy Jones leave out the fucking world untouched like these bitches do with all the essays they do. Listen. He leave out the world right on time, by the way.
Yeah. But he lived to 91. I mean, shout out to LaDonna. She said he left before he went to jail. So I guess everybody knows, you know, that he was kind of down with some sexual things in the industry that were.
I believe that the industry has been started this way where the white men got their gatekeepers and they bring these guys in through the same way. The black community had theirs, like the Sidney Poitier. He got some dirt on his name being kind of bisexual kind of type of nigga.
Really?
I don't know about Harry. Yes, he do. I don't know about Harry Belafonte, but these niggas is the ones who was bringing a lot of the blacks in. Quincy Jones was another one of them niggas bringing blacks into the industry. And then you get your Diddy's and you get like now the question is who's the new generation of creeps?
Who's the next? Yeah, who they pass the baton
Quincy,
to?
Who's the next Diddy? You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be filtering these niggas through here, man.
And you know what's crazy? People like Hassan Campbell, you know, used to always talk about the door, the Nori door or something that Nori talked about. Like there's a door you go through. And I think a lot of people thought Nori was kind of joking and weren't sure if that was true. And obviously, you know, once we saw Diddy with Fabulous on that video, we was like, wait a minute. That was kind of sexual, that party and comment. But clearly there is a door.
You know what was more like damn to me, other than what Nori said, is when Fat Joe said there's a gay mafia. He didn't say it like
he did.
Yeah, but he didn't say it like, you know, it's a gay mafia. No, he was like, it's a gay mafia. Like these niggas is deading niggas. Like I took it as he wasn't comparing them to the mob because they powerful. He was comparing them to the mob because they ruthless and powerful.
Yeah.
And then if you think that a nigga like Diddy ain't offing motherfuckers, and you think Quincy and them ain't offing motherfuckers, what happened to that other dude who was big in the industry, where his wife got murdered in the house? And,
the Godfather guy.
I can't think his fucking name.
He died, I think, but I know he's talking about.
He died after, but you know.
But she got killed in that robbery.
You can't tell me these motherfucking
Clarence
industry.
Something.
Clarence, damn. Yeah, Clarence, damn. I thought this should have come to me. Fuck it. But Clarence is correct. I don't know the other name, the last name. But these people.
Clarence of Avon.
Clarence Avon.
Mm-hmm.
So these people are cutthroat. I believe that it's a gay mafia. I believe that they not just zesty dudes who trying to have sexual fun. I think that they is bullying these niggas. These niggas fear for their life. They fear for their family life. They not just giving up they self to these dudes for riches and glory. They keeping secrets out of fear.
Yeah.
That's why more people talking out of the in prison because they think they're a little safer. Because if he was out and these niggas was talking, niggas would have pneumonia in 3-4 days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
well, you see
must be a mafia for sure.
Well, you see how Choke No Joke is now doing like a lot of interviews with Comedy Hype channel. Yeah. And they're kind of doing those like Black TV style interviews. And Choke was saying that Jamie made a statement during, I guess, a special that he's taping. So I don't know if it was a joke or not, but he was saying that Diddy poisoned him and he reported him to the FBI. Now, we haven't heard it or seen it yet, so we don't know the context of it. But do you think that's why Jamie got sick like that? Like,
why was there no explanation?
Yeah.
Like there was no explanation.
Right. You're right. That was very mysterious and very weird. That whole thing was very weird. But like, I wonder why would Diddy poison him though? Do you think because he had something that threatened him? Or
first of all, he is Diddy. He is the party thrower too. Mm. He's the collaborate, bring all the bitches to the party too. He's the gathering hoes up for the party too. Mm-hmm. If they selling women across seas, these niggas is all gathering these bitches up.
Yeah,
they probably throughout the party trying to find out who got family, who like streetwalkers, who they trying to find who they can traffic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And again, these people are in my opinion, like allegedly, they're, whether it's by choice or by force, they are involved with all the underworld. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's cartels, whether it's drugs, whether it's women, whether it's even slaves. God damn it! All these things happen. We know about the black web. We know about things that are being sold. We know that if somebody need a kidney, why wouldn't they like scrape? Why wouldn't they make 15? Why wouldn't they make money off the same body? Let's whore this bitch out. Then let's cut this bitch open. Then hold on. Then let's make a tape of her getting unalived because they can sell that. Mm-hmm. Then let's take her organs and sell that.
Ugh.
This motherfucker might get 300 racks off of one motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This world exists, and it's covered up by powerful people because there's no reason why 700,000 kids, 700,000 to 800,000 motherfucking people go missing every year. That's a
lot of fucking people. I didn't realize that.
Y'all worried about 2 bitches dying because they couldn't get an abortion. But y'all ain't worried about 800,000 motherfucking underage people going missing.
No, we definitely need to be more worried about that. And I think that a lot of people were gaslit. You know, I still remember when they were going crazy on Twitter about Wayfair and Wayfair.com, right, where you can buy furniture and whatever, all kinds of things. And they had these weird cabinets or whatever that just looked like big filing cabinets, but they were very, very expensive. And the names were like people names, like, you know, whatever. So it was weird. And then it was like they were matching it to missing children. Now, I did see something where they tried to say it was debunked because, the kids were later found or this, that, and the third. But a lot of things they hide in plain sight. And I do believe there was something to that shit. I don't care what they say. I don't care.
They probably breed children. They probably get a bitch, drug her up, get her pregnant, keep this bitch on the wraps till she delivers a baby, discard the bitch or put her back in the world. And now they got a whole child to raise and sell and do whatever they want to do with it. Because they might make the bitch a fucking super soldier. Like, they can do what the fuck they want to do at that point. And you never got a birth certificate. You never knew anything about this bitch. The bitch is a drug addict, so you ain't nobody gonna believe her that she had a baby. Yeah. Like I'm just saying, if y'all think that ain't the world we live in, I don't know where y'all been at. If it can be on a movie, it can be in real life. If people, if humans are just capable of any fucking thing, honestly, especially for money.
Damn. That's sad but true. I believe it. All right. So, do you want to go into the homelessness? That's the last thing that I have.
Yes, because we need to open these lines up. It's still enough people here to possibly want to get this conversation out, and we can end it at that point.
Okay. So, as we know, homelessness in America has been a big problem for a long time, but over these last few years, definitely with what's going on with the economy, is kind of reaching a fever pitch. So we wanted to kind of watch a couple of videos where they talk about it in different areas. So let me pull up one of these. Okay, so let's pull it up. I want to see what they're talking about in LA, which is a place that definitely has a lot of homelessness. Ooh, share.
New at 5, officials in parts of LA have started to use their new power to clear out homeless encampments, but an encampment at the beach is now quickly growing and locals are not happy about it.
Fox 11's Haley Winslow joining us live from Playa del Rey with more. Haley.
Christine and Marla, this, of course, comes on the heels of Grant Pass versus Johnson, which gives cities the authority to be able to clear encampments like this one. And neighbors say it is needed because oftentimes it's complete lawlessness out here with very little enforcement. Beachfront living for free. Some say they're living the dream.
So these homeless people are showering. You've got soap all over them.
While a half a mile away, Playa del Rey homeowners fork over millions for the same view.
That's just not fair. Maybe I could just set up a tent and live on the beach.
Lucy Hahn co-founded a community nonprofit called Friends of the Jungle, and she's fed up.
The encampments are huge now. They're probably 3 tents long, so it's basically a house right on the beach.
The number of tents popping up on the beach just keeps growing and bringing trouble along with it. Trash, drugs,
fire and tent right next to the lifeguard tower.
Illegal fires that gusty onshore winds could carry to the bone-dry bluff above.
The unhoused there are pretty aggressive. There's one that's on the side of the bluff, and they throw rocks at people. We've seen needles.
Next to that tent,
pause that shit.
Building possibly the most jaw-dropping. For the past couple years, waters have taken over this.
Did this lady just call them the unhoused?
She did.
Is they in California trying to have politically correct terms for homeless motherfucker? Like, what's wrong with the word homeless? They tell you everything you need to know. Now they calling them the unhoused. Dog, these California motherfuckers is weird, dog. Like straight, like this was the
too-far liberal thing.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
This is just another example of why so many Americans is fed up with this. Not that we don't even agree with some of these things. It's just y'all went too goddamn far. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Okay.
Abandoned home. It may not have the white picket fence, but it is gated, free, and they've gotten quite cozy.
I have a lot of compassion and empathy. I don't know what the answer is to this, but I'm also confused because I know the state of California has allocated over $3 billion for the homeless. And
$3 billion
with a B.
Mm-hmm. $3 billion have been allocated for the homeless. and didn't clean up one city. Fuck just California alone, that was $3 billion.
Mm-hmm.
And now every city is going through the same thing. Milwaukee just closed down some parking lots that was getting overfilled with incantations. What do you call them? Encampments.
Mm-hmm.
Encampments. And this is every city. And again, you're just supposed to be okay with it. And then what other people don't know, I work in the medical field, when there's environments like this, disease spreads.
Mm-hmm.
TB, other diseases.
Yeah.
The trash makes more rodents. Rodents spread other diseases. The fucking plague can come to America if these things continue to get worse. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Where has that money gone and what have they done with it?
It's weird on this beach because states involved, counties involved, and the cities involved. So everyone's pointing fingers at each other on who gets the responsibility to enforce and prohibit the encampments from forming on the beach.
District 11 Councilwoman Tracy Park echoes that complexity, but is finding solutions. She sent us this statement. The area is scheduled for a coordinated operation on Thursday morning, including our Coastal Care Plus team, a new resource we secured for our beach and coastal communities in our city budget. I've called upon the state and the county to step up and provide long-term solutions rather than Band-Aids for addressing this and other state and county-owned or maintained sites throughout CD11. So the beach is technically state-owned, leased to the city, and maintained by the county, which is why leaders are often pointing fingers at each other. And homeless that we've talked to say, if I'm going to live on the streets, might as well live at the beach. Really, it's kind of a perfect paradise, waking up on the soft sand, showering in the ocean, and watching the sunset over the Pacific every night.
Good fucking video you found. Great video.
Thank you. And honestly, though I hope to never be homeless, in my mind, I kind of would think like I would want to go to the beach. I feel like I've thought of that before. Like instead of living under like an underpass or something, I would try to go somewhere where there's a beach and go live there. Because like she said, you're by the water, you have the view, and you have the breeze, and you could bathe and you could do things. They have showers there, and stuff like that. But how do you even really stop that? And that's the problem, I guess, that they're having right now.
$3 billion couldn't fix it.
$3 billion.
And that was probably in a year for all I know. I don't know what was the time frame with that $3 billion. Let's say it was multiple years. $3 billion couldn't put a dent in that issue in one state.
That's crazy.
You got another video before we go and discuss it?
To do the
and then we'll discuss it and open the phone lines up.
Yeah, I have one for
beaches are cold at night. But that's what them fires for. And then again, when that shit blow into the if Hawaii can, Maui can get caught on fire. I wonder did that shit start from a fucking them homeless, because they was all over Hawaii.
Yeah.
The homeless was all over Hawaii on the beach. No bullshit. I wonder where that fire started. I know the wind blew it around, but where was the fire started?
But how did it start? Was it an encampment that it started at?
I don't know. I don't have an answer. Maybe there's an answer. I just don't know it. Let's go to the
next one. So we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
look at Phoenix, Arizona. Second. This one. What are you laughing at?
Some comments.
Oh.
Now, I think we can all agree on several things here. Number one, the homeless situation is truly tragic for the people who have to endure the environment and the harsh climate in the summer here in Phoenix. Homelessness in general is definitely a tragic situation. Also, the people who are patrons of the city going downtown and going across the city, they don't want to see people setting up encampments in the areas where they do business and go to buy things or go downtown. It's just not a pretty sight to see. So it is a sticky situation, and everyone hopes that there can be a legitimate, reasonable solution to the problem. The area where most of the homelessness takes place with the tent cities is on Madison Street between 9th Avenue and 15th Avenue. Now, this is where the Madison Street Jail is also just nearby, as well as the food shelter. What happened was the Maricopa County Human Services campus set up a temporary living quarters during the pandemic last April, and they were allowing people to live in the parking lots nearby. Well, they've since closed that. And what that has done is actually force people out into the sidewalks around the city. And now you have sidewalks on Madison Street, south of Madison Street, in that area of downtown. People just setting up tents. And the problem is it gets to 112 degrees, 115 degrees, 120 degrees, sometimes even hotter because of the pavement. And these poor people are having to sit out here in this extreme heat. And so no matter what they did to end up in this situation of homelessness, this is probably some of the most unbearable conditions that someone could live and be homeless outside.
Okay, I just wanted to show that real quick. That music is annoying me, but see the juxtaposition, right, of the conditions, because obviously they're not by the beach, and they're in sweltering weather, and it started one way and it just kind of continued this way.
And they just closed those parking lots that they were in our city, that they were, making these tent cities at. So now I got to ask, where are they going? Now we got cold weather. So I'm assuming that hopefully that things are being done to, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Read this for me, and then we're going to open the phone lines up and talk about it real quick.
Okay, I'm a Dixon Cider. Hello. It's been a while since we've seen you here. Is it that people care that people have nowhere to live, or is it just an eyesore on the city?
I think it's both. I think people don't want that eyesore in the city, and I wouldn't want that eyesore in the city. And I think that people do care and have some empathy and compassion for people. And that's where that $8 billion comes into play. That means $8 billion probably went. A lot of it probably got stolen, but a lot of it still probably went for facilities and places for these people on the street to go. Those people on the streets did not want to go there. Well, if you interview homeless people, which I watch channels that do, they do not want to be given housing. They don't want to be told what to do, where to be. They want to be on the street. They want to be, whether it's to be get high or just to be free or just not to have to answer to nobody. They don't want the help. So then you got cities saying, well, why the fuck are we using so much of our money to keep throwing at a problem, and the problem's not going nowhere, and where's the money going? So again, something else has to be done. But what ended up happening in the last so many years, you let in millions of more people, and they might have filled up some of those buildings that you had available for homeless people. They were given stipends and things to live on. And guess what? It's not enough for even that group of people.
Right.
So what now you go to the Republicans always saying they're doing crimes, they're violent. Some of them ain't got no fucking choice, because you let them into a country with promises of what you're going to give them and how you're going to help them. Wasn't able to deliver. I still got to eat. I still got to live. I don't even speak the language. Don't get mad if I break into your car. Don't get mad if I steal from the corner store. Don't get mad. So it's one problem compounding over another, and it's not helping anything. And it's just more money that they can steal from, more money that they can take from us, people that's working, more taxes, more this, and then they're going to use it on useless fucking programs and then steal half of it any fucking way. This is crazy.
It is. And honestly, it doesn't seem like they're going to the root of the issues, right?
We're going to talk about this. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, because there's different things, right, that cause people to be homeless, and you do need to segregate those people. And I was watching a video, I lost it, I don't remember where it was, but where they were saying, like, there's people that are homeless because of circumstance, and there's people that's homeless because of LaDonna Coleman, that brings down the property value in your neighborhood.
Guess where they won't let these motherfuckers be?
In the affluent areas.
In the affluent areas, they ain't having that shit.
Yeah, you gotta stay in the urban areas,
so
downtown and shit.
And that affects the hardworking. What I say, the working class people that are trying to elevate in this world can't because of shit like this. And you wonder why so many people said fuck this bullshit, you know, and went and voted like they voted.
And we can't be mad at them. We honestly, people are hurting and they made their voices heard. And I just, you know, I hope that some change comes because we need change.
Now, I'm gonna answer this and let's open the phone lines up. We want to hear y'all opinions on this. But what do you think about vagrancy laws? Now, again, Black History moment. They were used to re-enslave freed Africans with Jim Crow laws and other things like that at one point in this country. So if people have a feel away about it, I can understand. But at this present day, with other things, protections and civil rights and things like that, I don't think we should be thinking of it in a racial way. We should think of it in a way where we need some kind of incentive for people to get up off their ass, those that are able to try to contribute to society, or they need to go somewhere. Now, it don't got to be jail. It could be some form of boot camp. They could be forced into the military. It's other ways of handling this shit. But just letting motherfuckers do what they want to do because they choose to do it. They choose to just not be a part of society, but yet they want to utilize our bathrooms, utilize our stores, take shits outside of the 7-Eleven. I don't want that either. You know what I'm saying? So something got to be done. If it's not lawfully put in place, who gonna stop it? How it's gonna stop? Now, the people that are sick or have mental issues or things like that, there should be a facility where they're forced to be. You are, for whatever reason, you're deemed unable to take care of yourself. You're forced to stay in this. We're not going to call it a prison. You're forced to stay in this compound.
Facility. I mean,
this
you have to stay here. Yeah.
Now you bring in a lot of jobs to whatever area that facility is housed in. You bring in a lot of, you know, you got to function. The whole thing has to function. So you're creating a shitload of jobs.
It's whole ecosystem.
And you're providing a place for people that didn't have a place. So
they're probably getting health care. They're getting food. They're getting shelter.
Everything. So there should be no blowback on wanting to clean up those that are sick. Now, those that are choosing to be drug addicts and choosing to be vagrant, I'm a little harsher on them.
Yeah.
You got 2 motherfucking attempts to get clean. Like I told y'all, out that third one,
then what?
Euthanasia, nigga.
Really?
Get on out of here. You don't want you want to be so high that you don't know what's going on every day. You might as well go to heaven now, nigga. You what the fuck is you here for if you ain't here for get another hit every goddamn day? Go to heaven right now. Fuck it.
Just go on to meet him. Huh?
Go to heaven. Fuck.
Meet your God that put you in this situation.
I'm just saying, because again, those that need help will get help. Those that are able will be forced to contribute, and those that choose to be fuck ups, sayonara, my nigga.
Because you're not contributing to society. Is that you're thinking like you're a waste of money and waste of time and resources?
Listen, treated like the 19th century Chinese opioid epidemic. For y'all that don't know, they killed all the fucking drug addicts. And tell me, am I lying? Alma Dixon's cider, whatever the fuck that is. They said fuck all this shit. They cleaned up their whole motherfucking island. Like
really?
Either they shipped them out and or they killed them. It was like that. We're not playing with that shit.
Oh damn. All right. I mean, I ain't mad at you for that. Okay, so you want to open the phone lines up?
Yeah, let's open the phone lines up and get a few callers in, and we're gonna end the show.
Okay. I gotta find the number.
If we got some brave souls tonight that want, contribute.
Yeah. If y'all want, and you could, what do you want them to talk about? Anything we talked about tonight, or
you could talk about anything you want, but the real question that we posing to y'all is, how do we fix the homelessness problem in America? That's the question I pose, but you can bring up or talk about anything you want to talk about, but that's the question for tonight. How do we correct the homelessness problem in America?
LaDonna, in my city, that's a text. Okay. In my city, they fenced in most underpasses now. They move in close the parks where children play. Oh, wow.
They're going to take over the parks. They're going to take over underpasses. They're going to take over parking lots. They're going to take over city streets.
Yeah.
And again, it spreads disease.
Mm-hmm. It does.
This shit is crazy, man.
It is. And it's one of those things that does not have like a a simple solution to it. It is multi-tiered, but like you said, obviously there's ways to treat the different people different ways. But anything we do to treat it is going to cost money. So what do you think?
Give me $3 billion.
No, I get it.
Give me $3 billion one time. I clean this shit up and have change left.
But yeah, that's what I was going to ask you though. Like, what do you think the cap should be, or do you have in mind what like a budget or cap should be? Like, how much annually, let's say, should a city spend on homelessness?
I'm telling you right now, give me the one-time payment.
Oh, the one-time
$3 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Not just one state. Give me the one-time payment of $3 billion, and I will clean up the homelessness from New York to California, motherfucker, in 3 weeks. In 3 weeks.
For president.
Not only will my solution create a bunch of jobs, which is another thing that I'm dealing with. Which will also, when it comes more jobs, the government makes more money from taxes. So the government, and I use all that money that we making extra to pay down our national debt. I could make me fucking president. Give me motherfucking 4 years and $3 billion. Okay. I will fix all this shit. So with all the money I make off these new jobs and the taxes from these new jobs, I won't even tax the people that already been working that didn't fill in one of these new positions. I will only tax the new positions to pay down our national debt. I will stop borrowing money from other countries, and I will stop spending money on other countries for anything they got going on. I don't give a fuck what they got going on until we pay our national debt down. I also, we're dealing with the, like I said, the homelessness. I set it in stone where those 3 things I mentioned, if you choose to not partake in society, this is going to be me being nice to y'all. I'm giving y'all an island. Fend for your fucking self on this island I give y'all. You can sign up to go. But if you stay within the borders of the United States, you have to play by the rules, or you're going to get one of the 3. You're going to get euthanized, you're going to get locked up, or you're going to get, put in a mental house or whatever,
the facility,
a facility for people that they're getting that anyway. That's the help that they deserve to be taken care of because they can't take care of themselves. So that facility, you get, you got that element off. Drug addicts and motherfucking people that just choose to just be on bullshit, you get an island. And guess what?
What?
Where you gonna get your money from to buy your crack and your meth?
Oh, so they're gonna become clean because
they ain't gonna be able to steal the shit. Where you gonna get it from?
And how are they gonna get it imported to their island, huh?
And why would they import it there if y'all don't got no jobs there? Right. Y'all ain't got no reason. They're buying their drugs and getting high on our expense. Y'all ever think about that? They're selling their food stamps, selling their, stealing shit, tricking, doing whatever they got to do to get high. That's it. That's the only goal in life. Send them to heaven or send them to the island. God damn it. If y'all, I say send them to heaven. I say let's not even bullshit and fuck up a good island. But if y'all want to be more like, compassionate, then we can send them to an island. But people, they don't have control over it. I'm sorry. A fat bitch that don't got control over her motherfucking diet is going to die. She's going to die. If she's not kept alive for medical advancements, she's going to die. You don't get to do whatever you want and stay alive.
Actions have consequences.
Actions have consequences. So if you want to feed your thing you can't help, we're not gonna save you.
Okay.
Why y'all giving EpiPens to the fucking y'all saving niggas who just killed themselves 4 days? He killed himself 4 days this month. And you keep saving this motherfucker.
Yeah.
For what?
And that sounds harsh, but like really when you really think about it, it's like, no, seriously. For what? Like, because if you're not really trying to change your circumstance, what are you here for? Except to be a drag on everybody else in the society.
You that think that you don't got to do shit to contribute is the most selfish motherfucker ever. Why should I have compassion for you? You think you deserve the freedom to utilize the things that hardworking people built because you're an American. See, all the people that think America ain't shit. Well, in America, you could be homeless and have everything you want. These niggas got TVs in their tent. Tell me I'm lying.
Shit, they got tents.
These niggas got TVs in their tents.
Yeah.
They got iPhones.
Yeah.
They barbecuing like a motherfucker.
And shit in there, yeah.
Dude, they living better than a lot of the third world countries in all over the world are homeless. And y'all still got the nerve to say that American treat niggas like shit. Yeah, there's gonna be some problems everywhere. But god damn it, you better be proud to be an American, motherfucker. I'm for real, man. You better be proud to be a fucking American. Cause I watch other
it's flawed, but yeah, we're blessed. We are blessed.
And again, we got especially Black in America, you have nothing but reason after reason to not feel the same joy and love or feel loved here, feel appreciated here. I get all of that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to ask you, where would you rather be at? Because if you go to Africa,
they don't want us.
The biggest country.
Any of the, well, that's a continent.
Excuse me. The biggest continent. Any country you choose is not going to be better than where the fuck you are. I don't give a fuck what country you choose. And that's just that continent. Anywhere in Asia. Unless you're going to Japan, certain parts of China, shit, that's about it.
See, I'm not.
You probably get the best. You probably get your best treatment going to it, and they gonna call you nigga. That's what they think Black people are. That's their word for Black people.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we have spread that worldwide.
They saying nothing wrong either.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you nigga. Yeah, you a nigga. Yeah, that's what the fuck you. No, I'm just saying. But you go anywhere else in the world, you're gonna be like, I'm going home. This bullshit. And it's overpopulated. Those other places, same problems, probably worse. Probably what our country could end up being if we let too many people in.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Well, damn.
And when you Black in Africa, you better be, depending on what tribe you in, will dictate what level you can climb to.
Yeah, I was
like there's caste systems in other countries, especially India. There's caste systems. If you born into a certain caste, try to get out of that shit. But in America, it don't matter who you are. Yeah, you might have obstacles, but if you work hard enough, and by work hard don't necessarily mean for a company. If you put the work in, you can get something in this country. You could be Black in Haiti eating dirt cookies. What?
To satiate the hunger
satiate. Pains. This nigga try to use a big word to fuck me up. Fuck you for that, man. I ain't never said satiate in my fucking life. I almost said satellite the hunger pains, nigga.
He said the what?
Fuck. Anyway, these niggas, boy.
He threw a wrench at your shit.
They vote one time and all of a sudden everybody's scholars on this motherfucker.
So what?
So now listen. Now look at this comment. I wish GMS was here.
Yeah.
you could be black in Haiti eating dirt cookies. Now, let's say Donald Trump said that. What you think the response would be if Donald Trump said that exact fucking thing?
Complete uproar and horror.
And guess what they literally do eat in fucking Haiti?
Do they eat dirt, for real?
They eat clay fucking patties. Dirt clay patties. Now, obviously, they have other food. Look it up, motherfuckers, if you think I'm bullshitting. And this, whoever the fuck this is, got some game because they knew about that China.
The Chinese, yeah.
And a lot of people don't even know about that. That's even hard to research because they clean up the internet. You got to be really on your studies to know some of the shit he brought up tonight. He or she brought up tonight. But they eat clay motherfucking patties.
Damn.
Now, but it sounds racist than a motherfucker, don't it? It sounds divisive than a motherfucker, don't it? It sounds, oh my God, AP, what are they going to do with their vaginas?
First of all, we don't
they
sound like that.
Clay patties, nigga. That's what they're going to do with their vaginas, nigga.
Okay. Wow. I mean, you putting us on. I didn't make that up. I believe you, Alma.
Listen, man. I'm just saying, man. We're going to end the show. We ain't getting no brave souls tonight.
No cause.
Which is fine, because a lot of people are still here. So that means people are listening. Maybe this topic is just not something you're interested in, or you just don't really know how to articulate your point, or you just choosing not to get involved tonight with that. Or you agree with some of the shit I said. You might be like,
don't have nothing to add. Like,
sounds
it's like,
good to me. Like, kill these motherfuckers.
Oh, no. Oh my God. They might be thinking that for real, but thank y'all for tuning in and checking us out tonight. We appreciate it. And we have our little spars back and forth, but we always, 3G's fam, AP, Blackk GMS, myself, we don't agree on every single thing, but we have a lot of love for each other and a lot of respect for each other. And, we do learn from each other's experiences and points of view, and we learn from you guys. So thank you guys for being so active in the chat, because y'all be throwing up some good information too. So thank y'all for that. Make sure y'all like this video. That's the easiest, cheapest thing y'all can do for us besides subscribing. Is like the video for us and comment once we post it.
Go
live.
make a comment, y'all. Y'all didn't want to call, so go make a comment.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do with their bodies, AP? We're not gonna have people tell us what to do with our bodies.
Listen, that's important. A guy, one of those fucking guys, Nick Fuentes, I think his name is, he tweeted, "Your body, my choice, forever." And that shit is dark to me. That's not cool.
That's weird, but I'm gonna say this right now. The idea that women have the final say over the body that's in their body is wild to me. That little baby, that baby got 2 arms, 2 legs, and a head.
Mm-hmm.
But it's your body and your choice. But you same motherfuckers won't give the choice to the father of that body or the body in your body. That's crazy. But I don't want to go there. Let's just move on from this shit.
All right.
All right. We up out of here,
It's
y'all.
been real, y'all. Peace.